Yo, G-Pad, what's going on with you, my friend? Welcome in. What's happening? How you been? It's good to see you. Your boy's just chilling, just relaxing, just hanging out, chatting, cleaning, just hanging out. Nothing too out of the ordinary right now. Day's been all right, you know. Woke up, picked up some groceries, went and got breakfast for the fam, scheduled an appointment for some plumbing stuff because, you know, life continues regardless on what you want to do with your life. You gotta handle stuff to keep things from exploding in your house. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just hanging out and chilling. How are you doing? What are your plans for the night? There's 2 basketball games because the NBA loves scheduling both of my teams around the same time. I love it. The Suns play it today at 7, and then the Warriors play at 8. I actually have some plans to just play some games just to chill a little bit. Like, I wanted to play some of the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection and play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And just kind of get back into the fighting game scene because Tekken's on his way out, isn't it? Tekken 8. And we played the demo. That was pretty cool. Why is this having a problem? Why is this having a problem? There it is. That's a nice function. Livespace is like, oh, reload? Yeah, reload. Boom, done. Stick to here for a couple hours, bro. I'm streaming yourself right now. Nice. So later on tonight, so what you got planned? What are you gonna be streaming? What's on the agenda for you, my friend? Really hoping to get new Soul Calibur this year. I miss Soul Calibur. That's a fun one. But used to play the crap out of Soul Calibur 3 in the arcades, and of course they came out with it on like PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, and you had like Yoda for what was it? The GameCube version. Nope. GameCube had Link. The PlayStation version had Heihachi Mishima, and then Xbox had Yoda or something. I forget. Totally forget about that. Yeah. PS1 or PS2? Nice. Question. Are you using hardware? Like, are you using the PS1 actual hardware? How are you connecting that to your stream? And how's that looking? Like, I know PS2 can be tricky to make it look decent because it's always interlaced, but I know a lot of people also use emulators and stuff like that, so that's a good workaround for that issue. And there are other like hardware solutions like the RetroTink 4K or whatever that has like all this software that can handle PlayStation 2, make it look nice. That'd be dope. I was about to have Spawn, PS had Kratos, Nintendo had Link. See, but like Kratos came out, he came out in a different version, did he not? Because I'm thinking about Soul Calibur 3. I know he was out by the time 3 came out. I know like recently they had Geralt of Rivera in one of the later Soul Calibur games. In fact, I'm gonna pull up my Steam if I remember which one this is. You can emulate anything. Nice. I can too. Me personally, I like to take if I have the hardware, I will use the hardware. And if I don't, then I'll resort to streaming or emulating, excuse me. Soul Calibur 6. Yep, Soul Calibur 6 had Geralt. That was the one. Just finished setting up a Switch emulator. I haven't got the capture device to stream OG hardware. Okay, fair enough. I kind of do. There's a lot of different things you have to do. So like, for example, I have like RetroTinks, I have OSSC, I have like this SCART to HDMI converter, and that's the one I started off with, which is not perfect, but it was definitely a good starting ground. And it's actually a good HDMI stripper too, like if you're trying to emulate PS3 or capture PS3 because PS3 has that HDCP protection that you can't turn off. You have to bypass it through other devices to make it work. PS4 and PS5, it's not perfect, but at least you can turn it off. You go into the settings, turn it off, and then hook up your capture device. But PS3 never had that. Like, you had to put something else to kind of be like, okay, cool, bypass the HDCP and then capture PS3 stuff. Interesting. Dodgy level 2, thanks for using your words, my friend. Appreciate you. It's Johnny Day, bro. Adrian's over there on YouTube. I'm missing a whole bunch of folks just popping in over here. What's going on over here on the YouTube land? It's good to see you, Adrian. It's good to see that Johnny. How we doing? What's going on? Good to see y'all hanging out and chilling. Appreciate y'all hanging out. What we up to? What are your plans for the weekend? Let me know what's up. You own Sega systems. I'm a Sega fanboy, and I'm collecting for the Mega Drive, Master System, Saturn, and Dreamcast. Oh man, I wish you the best of luck, especially for that Sega Dreamcast. Oh, not the Dreamcast. It's starting to rise up, but like the Sega Saturn, holy hell, that man, oh man, I know Sega Saturn games are just insane to collect for, just because the pricing on those has always just been ridiculous. So let me see if I can showcase this properly. Oh, you can do that to that too. It's nice. 50. Yeah, let's do that. Sega Saturn, man. Like, look, if you want the console by itself, $106 to get into that. Now, granted, obviously it wasn't that. It was a lot more when it first came out. But my gosh, trying to collect anything. Look at this, Panzer Dragoon Saga, loose, $700, bro. $700. God damn. I'm like, I don't have $700 to be getting that stuff. This is all by popularity too. So Magic Knight, $400, and this is just loose, not even the case, not the instructions, just the disc. That's how much money people are spending on this stuff. It's like, man, that's why we need those donations, man, because I can't be spending my own money on this. I can't be doing that. Oh, lucky to catch you. Absolutely, Phaedron. Thank you so much for popping in, and thank you for doing so on YouTube. I appreciate that. Just because we need the watch time over there. We got the subscribers over there. We just need the watch time, and I have been working on making videos over there. In fact, I have actually made some videos on the daily over there recently. They're sports, so it's not for everybody, obviously, but I'm just trying to get back into the mode of just making YouTube videos again. And I've been feeling pretty good about it. I've been feeling very good about that stuff. Oh God. That okay. The latest video I just put out last night, it's blowing up. Well, I wouldn't say it's blowing up. It's at 130 views, which is actually a lot more for videos that I typically put up. 130, that's wild. That's actually pretty wild. I can't believe that it's there, but that's cool. I appreciate that. I didn't put that much work in it, and I made a mistake. The highlight video was way too loud, but it was a point of no return. I wasn't reshooting it, but I did fix it. So what I did was I have Ear Trumpet on my Windows PC, and I can split where the sound's coming from. So if the sound's coming through on Brave, for example, I can just say, hey Brave, I want you to be assigned to the virtual cable that I have with Sound Meter Banana, whatever the hell you call that, voice meter. So I have it recording multiple audio channels, so when I record my stuff, I can go into DaVinci Resolve, I see all my audio channels, and had I done it right the first time, when I go into DaVinci Resolve and I'm like, oh crap, the highlight video is way too loud, I need to bring this down, I could have went to that channel and brought it down. But because I didn't do that, when I switched browsers, it was too late. I couldn't do anything. So I was like, well, it is what it is. But yeah, apparently it blew up all of a sudden. That's cool. That's nice. But that's the kind of stuff I'm looking at, man. We kind of been pivoting on the type of content we put on YouTube, from the video game stuff to sports. And sports has been doing me way more favors than video games. And it's sad because I love video games. I grew up on video games. I grew up playing all the retro stuff and just want to share that, but like people aren't into it. But it's not even because of that. It's just the way that you present the content. And I'm just not good at that. I don't have the latest and greatest tech. I'm not very good at editing. Trying to, and with more practice, you get better. And from learning from other people, and you create your own kind of style to it. We'll get there one day. But I'm very relieved to see that there's people actually watching that video. I think the algorithms actually just picked it up and said, you know what, let's go ahead and recommend this. And that's why I like algorithms instead of having to rely on staff to pop in and say what's up to your boy and get featured. I'm not worried about people anymore, you know, which is a lie. I care about the humans. I do care about the humans, just not staff. Like this staff stuff, it's like enough. Pandering the staff, I'm just over that. Over it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's see what's happening. Oh my God, you know what? I'm gonna play some Splinter Cell tonight. Hey, nice. Which is cool. Splinter Cell is a decent game. I personally haven't played too much of it, but I actually used it to do an exploit for the original Xbox. Because there was a way that you needed a game to that had some kind of issues with the coding or whatever, and then you downloaded some things. I had USB attachments, all this stuff. I was able to modify my original Xbox. So it's a soft mod that allows you to download your games into a hard drive and play it off the hard disk and all this other stuff, put emulators on it and stuff, which is nice. And you don't need a mod chip. You just gotta make sure you take care of that battery clock so it doesn't explode all over in your motherboard and ruin it. Nice. Use it to copy games. No shame in your game. Let's go. Yahoo! Yes. What the hell's going on? Cat's acting out. All right. Love hearing me talk games, but yeah, it's hard to get traction with gaming vids. Gotta head to work, but I'll have you back up. You're still on. Hey, thank you so much, Adrian. I really appreciate that. Over there on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. Let them know. Let the algorithm know. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Appreciate that. Yes, thank you. Really appreciate it. Yo. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's no sugarcoating it, man. Game preservation for the win, buddy. Yeah. All right, just double checking the live space stuff. Nothing new there. That's okay. That's all right. Let it cook and let it do its thing. I got a lot of work to do over there on MySpace because I'm a part of their boost program, and so like you have to post a certain amount. You have to advertise your channel on other platforms. I actually do post there quite a bit. I put my posts over there a lot, and whether or not if that's working is a whole nother bag of potatoes. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood. And whether or not, stop. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Sweet. So, yeah, I need to clean up a little bit. It's a little messy in here. And so that's why I was like chatting, cleaning, gaming. Gaming being on the back end. So if we get it, we might do it. What we might do though too is for the YouTube stream, that might only be going for about an hour. And that's only because I want to play some music and I don't want to get hit with copyright strikes and claims. And you know how YouTube is, so I don't want to do that. But on Linespace and Kick, oh man, it's Wild Wild West around there, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Facts. It's keeping it real, man. The grind is hard, whether on streams or YouTube, but we all need to help each other out. This is true. It's very, very true. I still need to check you out, and you say you're gonna be on the night, so I'll definitely work on making sure I do that. Yeah, I got you followed, so I just gotta catch you when you're on, when I'm available. Because it sounds like you're coming on tonight. I have those 2 basketball games that I have to keep track of, so I can make content on that tonight. But also, so yeah, that's like gonna be a double feature. Might make 2 videos. Either 2 separate videos or 1 larger video, but I like keeping the videos around like 10 to 12 minutes. On YouTube? I think so. Maybe, man. Hold on, because I know you are on YouTube. Hold on, let me double check. Need to double check on that. There you are. Now, you have two? Because I see a dodgy D-pad 1798, and then I see a dodgy D-pad. So which one is it? Excuse me. There's two, yep. Mine's the lowest sub channel. Oh, okay. Well, consider it 25 now. Got you. And then I see the latest video that you have is a month. So I'll check that out for you, bro. Live at Dodge Jeep D-pad. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. Got you. Got you. Learning German and Italian too. Nice. Doing fine, doing workouts and have exams. Nice. Did your thing, man. And I got no girls. Yo, you don't get them. It's alright. It's alright. You don't get them. Takes time. It always takes time, you know, and don't force it. Make sure you don't force it. I don't know why I'm on this page right now. But anyways, no, we were talking about Sega Saturn collecting. It's hard. Look at the prices at these things, man. Oh, like, okay, so like Nights in the Dreams. Cool, I have that. With the case and the instructions, I have that. But all these other games that people want. I think I have Saturn Bomberman, but I have the Japanese import. That's another thing too. Japanese imports, whoo! I want to start collecting those, but I know there are some ways that you can like do English patches or whatever, like the English translation patches. There's a way to do it for some of these things, not everything, but I know it's possible. You just got to kind of dig a little bit to find it. Mega Man X4 118, that's not terrible, but my goodness gracious. Clockwork Knights, I have that. See, I got all the cheap stuff. But they were good games. They're good games. They're just very common, so that's why the prices on those aren't as ridiculous. Daytona USA, Sega Rally Championship, those were so fun. Those were incredibly fun, even on the Sega Saturn for what they were. I have Sega Rally Championship. I'm feeling kind of retro myself, man. I'm starting to feel it right now. I'm like, I was about to get on the PS5 and play Street Fighter Third Strike, which is technically retro, technically. But you know, it's what it is. Got you. Panzer Dragoon 2. I got it from a charity shop for about 2 years ago. $10, bro. Damn. Nice. That's freaking cool. So, man, yeah, I hadn't even bothered looking for Sega Saturn stuff just because I'm like, man, the price is just insane. And it's bad, like, it's so hard to set these things up nowadays. It's just much easier to just emulate stuff. I get it. I'm 100% understand that. It's just like, it's so, the vibe, the energy that you get, just hearing the loading, this loud ass from the Sega Dreamcast. Oh man, it's just crazy. Everybody was like, man, is the Dreamcast okay? Sounds broken. Sounds broken. I think we're doing some cleaning, so we're getting prepped for this visit from plumbing. They were just here a couple weeks ago. They worked on our water stuff. What did they do? They put something in there. Oh, they replaced our water heater because it wasn't up to code. We bought this house five years ago, and the inspector kind of missed a couple things. We're kind of shocked at the kind of things they missed. Like when you're buying a house, you have to rely on the information that's given to you, you know? And it's like, you're not a master at water or plumbing or codes or anything like that. So like, how are you supposed to know? Like, you can go walk into a house I'm like, oh man, everything's looking nice. So everything seems to work. Everything looks clean and dandy. Let's go ahead and make a deal. Let's close this thing. And then you get the report from your person that's supposed to do an inspection, a thorough one. And there's a lot of things that are missed, like the water heater that we had when we bought the house. It was a couple years old. It was actually going towards the end of its warranty, which is fine, but we never maintained it. That was part of our problem. You got to drain your water heaters, folks. Got to drain them and get those things cleaned up so they don't blow up in your house. But when this old water heater was in here, like it didn't have a catch drain pan, and like there's some weird stuff happening with the pipes up top, and it was not up to code. So they came in here and they took care of that. It definitely looks like it's in code. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah, it's up to code now. You need to do some cleaning because it's hard. One of the reasons why I don't stream as much is because every time I walk up in here, it's just not super clean. So I'm like, ugh, I don't feel great. Like it's not dirty, like dirt and shit. It's just things are everywhere. I just need to get a grasp on it before I lose it. I want to kind of talk about a couple things, but like I'm waiting to see if there are any like collaborations that might be coming up where I can talk about it with a couple people. Like I don't want to just talk about it by myself. I'd rather have some people that can vouch and be like, yeah, that's what it was and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for it, man. Cause man, there's some great things about streaming, but there is some dark stuff, but that can be said about anything that you're doing in life. So like, let's see. There's a lot of cleaning I gotta do. There's easy little wipe downs. This is some sweet Sonic chill music just to get things started, and then we'll probably do some more kind of like study and lounge stuff. The link in that is in the description in the live stream on YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, has that like West Coast kind of vibe to it. So yeah, let me take a look at some Sega Dreamcast stuff. Sega Dreamcast. See, like, and the trends are the same. Like, anytime you look at it, once you hit 2020, 2021 and onward, it's just like, psh, yeah, thanks. Love that. All right, so Marvel vs. Capcom 2, we have that. Sonic Adventures, we have that. Sonic Adventure 2, we have that. Skies of Arcadia, Shenmue, we have those. Crazy Taxi, I have it for the GameCube. Marvel vs. Capcom, might look around for that. Game is fun. Sports Edition, why is that so expensive? I used to see that all the time. I used to play NFL 2K1 at a friend's house, and I would live in this kind of small little house community. There were multiple houses. It was like 6 houses, but it was part of his whole entire kind of like community house setup, whatever. And then we had a neighbor across the street. He had Sega Dreamcast, the black one, Sports Edition, and he would do is play NFL 2K1. I'm like, okay, I'll play with you, bro. I will play with you, man. And yeah, he whooped my ass, but I started to get pretty good at it. Power Stone's a good one. I got that. Jet Grind Radio, classic. Love that one. That's amazing. Music's good. Controls are good. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of game. It's not the same typical game you see all the time. It's great. You can't complain about this kind of stuff. Other games. Short of Berserk. Now, I don't own this one, but I played this quite a bit. It's interesting adventure, slice 'em up game. I know there's an anime based on it, and like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Might look around and get that game again, just for shits and giggles, man. Just get it. Damn, they charging $25 for controllers now. It's just getting rough out there, folks. It's getting rough out there. Third Strike, $64. I was like, man, I want to get this again. But then I realized I already have it. I have it as part of the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on the PS4. And you run on a PS5, so yeah, Third Strike's on there. And the arcade ports, which is nice. The online on there, I don't know anymore because I don't have PlayStation Plus. I cannot justify spending $80 a year for the right to play online. When you have a PC, you can get Fightcade and you're playing online against people and you're paying how much? $0. You just need an internet connection. Shocking. It's absolutely shocking. You know what I'm saying, man? Man, we got a lot of work to do. I don't even know where to start. I think we might as well start. Let's start with the desk. Weird ass towelettes. Might as well use it up. Has that nice lemon scent. Use them up. Yeah, not much. That's good. Hopefully this stuff's familiar to y'all. Just chilling, man. Here, let me see something here. Full screen this real quick. It's not much to see. You know what I'm saying? Not much to see. It's just my workstation behind me. And that's another reason why I don't really stream that much, just because I'm always in here. I'm in here 40, 50 hours a week. And it's like, man, sometimes you need a break from that environment. You just need a break, you know? That's what I should do. I should get a little bit, just get like a baggie to put all the rubber bands in. And that's what I'm gonna do. I will be right back, folks. Don't go nowhere. Listen to this music. Your boy's back. Thanks for chilling. That's all we're doing today. That is all we're doing today. That's all I can say. Your boy don't play. Say, hey, messing around with Play-Doh. Hey, it's my show. There you go. All right. So I got my little baggies here. I'm just going to take all the rubber bands and put them in here. Just kind of keep them all in one place. And yeah, sorry, we are just chilling. We're just talking. We're just cleaning. Just doing our thing, you know. I'm kind of tired of looking at my desk. It's insane. It's just a couple things here and there, but I just want to get some sense of control. This one wants some kind of sense of control over this. Stay in the mood, stay in the groove, man. I guess we can toss this. This is to the gas cap. It's already done. Trash. Get out of here. If there's a one game that you wish you could own, that you could afford and own, what would it be? I already know what my answer is gonna be, and it's not the typical answer that you think it would be. Yeah, I know some people would say the hard ones like Chrono Trigger, or here, let's just take a look. So we know we can go Super Nintendo. Chrono Trigger is one of them because of how expensive it is. I know, was it called Mother? Earthbound, it's right there in front of me. Another one that people desperately crave and they spend the money for it. All the other stuff is fairly attainable. Final Fantasy 3 is at $70, which is funny because that's how much it was when it first came out, right? It was like $70, $80 when it came out in the mid 90s. And so for it to maintain its value to the day, bro, that tells you how good that game is. Facts. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna toss that. Don't need it. Got a pair of scissors. Got my iClass stuff. We're just talking a whole bunch of random stuff. We can talk about anything you want if you want. You know, I don't have much to talk about. I'm not that interesting of an individual. I personally, I just do what I do every day of the week. Sunday through Thursday, I work for a retail business, and essentially it's just a customer service representative. People will come in, ask questions. I have a problem with an order. My job is to fix it. Basically, that's my job. It's work. There was a position opening up for a quality assurance position, and I applied for it. And sadly, I did not get it. I did not get it. Very unfortunate for me, but that's okay. It was between me and one other person, and we both came up at the same time. I think it really just came down to they know what the heck they're doing. Like, as good as I am with like quality assurance or coaching or talking to people in a professional manner, one thing that I lack is being able to make tables and graphs and stuff like that. I don't know how to do that shit. That was not something I was ever taught. You know, I have everything I do, a lot of the things that I do, I had to self-taught. I had to learn how to do the stuff myself, you know? Yeah, boy didn't have a father figure around to show you how to do stuff. And moms was always working to make sure that we had a place to stay and to eat and all this stuff, you know? Always make sure we had clothes on our backs and a roof over our heads, and you know, our stomachs were always filled. So we can never complain about moms, because she was always the one doing the work and, you know, keeping the household together when the father was never around. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Shout outs to moms, you know, shout outs to the mom. She did what she did. Yes, no need to dwindle on the bad stuff, just heavily focus on the good things in life. And you know, I'm very thankful to have been given the opportunity to have been raised by a very amazing person. Yes, they made a lot of mistakes, and in detriment, sometimes they picked the wrong sides. And you know, it is what it is. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see, loose cables. Put that in the baggie. Loose bags, loose cables. Might as well put those in a zip bag and go from there. I know it's not many people, and at that point, I really don't care. At this point, I don't, because I care more about the activity that I have with people, way more than I care about the actual number itself. that's why I just decided to be like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do my thing on YouTube. So excuse me, I've been working on offline content, and for the last couple days I have been live streaming, or not live streaming, I have been creating new videos daily so far. I don't know how long this streak's gonna last, but I'm definitely gonna give it my all. Definitely gonna give it my all when I have the chance. Excuse me, this is coughing like wild right now. One thing that I lack is consistency. It's just getting off my ass, getting up early or staying up late and do what you got to do. Video was blocked in some territories. Which one? Still, I thought I took care of that. No copyright content was found. So maybe I'll just... Right, I know it's blocked in some countries. Like, yeah, that's not helpful. I took care of that. At least I thought I did. Because there was a part of it that it didn't like. And it was something that probably happened on his stream because... Okay. I will speak on that. And we'll move on. So about a month or less than a month ago, Drake had a stream on Kick. And, you know, he's giving away $100,000 to people on Stake and people on Kick. And I was there. I was watching his stream. I was interacting in the chat. And I'll be 100% transparent and honest here. I went online that day just to see if I could get anything. So he was on, this is the second time in 2023 that he went live. And he was just, you know, doing his thing on Stake and gambling money and all this stuff. But he was also gifting away hundreds of subs to a whole bunch of different streamers of different sizes, partners, affiliates, verified. Like, he was doing it, and, you know, for everyone, for every single person that got that love from Drake, you 100% deserve it. I appreciate you and them, and like, absolutely. I just felt some type of way when I got nothing, and I kind of made the mistake of going on Twitter and complaining about it. And I didn't really complain about it like, oh, I can't believe it. I was just kind of like salty. The salt was real for your boy. Like, I'll be honest. The same individual, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to eat the popcorn and see all the people complaining, and one of those guys was me myself. So sorry, that was me. But see, the difference is I am an individual that can admit my mistakes, and I take ownership in when I do make those mistakes. So obviously I apologize. I do find it interesting that, you know, when I did get called out, that individual goes out of their way. They have a whole podcast about how they hate the work and stuff like that and this. But when I complained about the whole Drake thing, oh, it's cool. Why are you being so salty? Leave him alone. It was great. I'm like, I know it's great, but I just didn't get anything for the second time. And what really upset me, and I don't know what's going on here with this truck, but is that some of the folks who did get love from Drizzy Drake didn't even watch his stream. Like, they didn't interact. They didn't fill out a form like I did. They didn't interact in the chat. They didn't watch the stream, but yet they still got stuff, and I got nothing. It's like, okay, it's all good. So that's all I wanted to really say about it. I just felt some type of way, and I apologize for, you know, lashing out and expressing my disappointment that I got nothing. But I was happy that the people that did got the love. You know, I'm not gonna shit on somebody directly to be like, oh, but like, I did find this slide annoying, but I'm not mad at those folks that did get love. I just wanted, that's all I really wanted to get at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where Twitter gets a little touchy. Twitter's just a weird place. It's a weird place where you can say whatever you want to say. Some people might like it. A lot of people might have a problem with it. And yeah, that's the whole nother bag of potatoes there. That's the word of the day. Bag of potatoes. That's the phrase. Bag of potatoes, folks. There we go.
Acknowledge me.
Bag of potatoes. Oh man. See, and like, I don't pay attention to the numbers, man. Like, I haven't even looked because it doesn't bother me anymore. I just stopped looking. And I just keep playing this music. But anyways, yeah. The only thing I was really annoyed about, and again, I'll say this again, the fact people that got the love got it great. just the ones that got it but did nothing. Well, they did something. They were streaming, but like they didn't even care about the Drake stuff. They didn't watch the stream. They didn't interact in this chat. They didn't give, shout them out in his stream or anything. Like, but they got it. And yeah, that's the only thing I was tripping over. And that's fine. I have the right to have an opinion on it, but when you go on a place like Twitter or anywhere where you stress out an opinion, people have the right to respond to you in any way that they want. And that's fine. That's okay. It is what it is. So that was perturbing. But yeah, like that was a big mistake on my part, thinking that I would even get anything, because I've been on the Kick platform since like March, April, I forget. We made a lot of momentum. We made the requirements. We got the night twice. And ever since, like, I have not had not one interaction with Kick staff or anything. They don't recommend me. They don't feature me. And, people will then complain about, oh, you don't expect anything. Like, why do you think you don't get featured? Why do you think that staff is going to do this for you? All this stuff. It's like, well, maybe you're right. You're probably 100% right. Don't expect that stuff. Set the bar very, very low. And just do you, right? You continue to do what you do. You interact with people in chat. You see people come in, make sure you say what's up to them before it's too late. And that's something I continue to learn all the time. And that's why I keep trying to switch over platforms, just to make sure I don't miss anybody. But yeah, we've been streaming for 45 minutes now. Everything seems to be working fine, which is great. I've been, but that's another reason why I just kind of been pivoting my content offline, because I'm just kind of over some of the interactions. The majority of interactions that your boy has is positive and it's cool, and we always have a good time. We chill and have a good time and stuff. But there's just like a very small percentage that are they're not good interactions. Like, they just say mean stuff, really offensive stuff, and I'm just supposed to just sit here and take it. And then people are like, oh, don't let it get to you. It's like, well, that's when you get all the time. It doesn't happen all the time for some, but it happens a lot for other people. And it's all about how you handle it. It gets to a certain level, then you just ban block. But another thing, that if I can teach you something, don't give them power, right? Don't let them derail your stream. You just deal with it, get them out the way, and just continue your regular schedule, right? And like, don't plaster it on social media, because again, they're looking for that. They're like, oh man, I just went and cussed this dude out, or I just said something racist, I said something very inappropriate, and they're just gonna plaster it all over on Twitter, and that's them having power over you. Don't let that happen. Don't because the second you do that, you lose all credibility, right? So that's one of the lessons I've learned in the year 2023. Prized possessions on each Sega console: Golden Axe Warriors for the Sega Master System, Splatterhouse 2 for the Mega Drive, Panzer Dragoon 2 for the Sega Saturn, Skies of Arcadia for the Dreamcast. I love all of those games. All those games sound amazing and good. Some of them I haven't played yet. I'm still hopped up on my channel dashboard on YouTube. Is saying that it's still blocked. It shouldn't be. It says no copyright content was found in your video. So it looks like that actually has been addressed and it's done. I'm just going to dismiss it and get out of my face. There we go. Let's take a look at, let me put something else on. The study lounge. There we go. Take me to the study lounge. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. Sega Saturn, Panzer Dragoon 2. Yeah, that's a good deal, man. I haven't played those games, but I hear they're very good. I hear they're very good games. Something worth taking a look at. And with it being priced at $41 right now, currently, at least the average. This average you never see this on eBay. It's like, you gotta catch it. You gotta catch them right when they come out, right? There's a method to all the madness. There's a method to the madness, man. Skies of Arcadia. What the heck am I hearing? I'm hearing like weird ass interference. Let me blow this up. Zoom in. Lighting sucks. I'm sorry for the lighting, folks. There we go. Skies of Arcadia. Lovely. 2-disc. Instruction manual. Jewel case. Still in decent shape considering how old it is. Ah, love this stuff. The cover art for that game is so... Yes, it is. It's so nice. Oh, okay. There's a little crack on the back, but it's great. I do like the Sega Saturn or the Sega Dreamcast a lot because it's really essentially it's pretty easy to get games for it. You can't find it or you can't afford it. There's a way you can get some games on there pretty easy. So, and you don't even have to mod the stuff. It's just, yeah, you know. So, what would be for me? I don't really keep track. I just like if I know I don't have it, I gets it, and then it just kind of sits there until I get a chance to get to play it. Just really thinking about what games. There was some Sega 32X stuff that I actually got rid of my Sega CD. I just got rid of it because I don't play it. And there's a lot of games that I had for it. It's on the little Sega Genesis 2 Mini or whatever. So I'm like, I don't need this anymore. And I was like, at the time I needed to get a little bit of something so I can get some different stuff. Head back to live space, make sure you miss nobody. There we go. I always like to check, even though there's no one there. I always like to make sure I don't miss, because it only takes a few minutes for someone to come in, you miss them, and then that's it. They'll never come and see you again. It's like, well, you didn't see my chat. And I'm sorry, because I know how you feel. I've been in that position a couple times myself. So I understand. Yes, because Sega chipped their systems for us. Yep, they did it for us. We didn't have to do it. Shout out to Sega, man. $99.99. That Sega Dreamcast was super fine, man. Let's go. Yeah. Do plan on getting it at some point. You have a Sega CD game, but don't actually have a Sega CD. Oh my goodness. The first time my mom got me a Sega 32X, I asked for a Sega Genesis. And this was at a time when the Sega 32X had just came out, but it was not selling well. It was a disaster. It was a financial flop. They felt so hard that they started dropping the price on this 32X. And my mom got me the 32X for Christmas. And I opened this thing up. I'm like, oh, it's a 32X. Yeah. So I don't have a Genesis, so I can't do anything with this. This is a brick. Well, it's not a brick, but I literally cannot do anything with this because I don't have the Genesis that I asked for. But I get it. I understand. You know, she did the best she could. And, you know, she worked so hard for us to make sure that we didn't get put out on the streets and we always had something to eat. Like, you know, always got to be appreciative of the work that she did. You know, she did raise me to a point. She wasn't, she was there, but she was working all the time, you know? And so it is what it is there. Yeah. Let's see. Sega 32X game, but don't actually have the CD. Jen, yes, got that. Got Terminator for the Sega CD. Now I hear Sega Terminator for the Sega CD is really dope. Like it's pretty close to like the arcade. And so when they ported it over there, it's pretty good. There are some of my worst retro memories. Play it live. I really want to see your reaction to it. So are you talking about, let me see, let me get back to it. Because I've been messing around with my dashboards. Let me get there. So your latest video is Your Sega Memories, a response to Sega Head's Memories. Is that the one? I bet that's the one, isn't it? Yep, perfect. All right. So let's get this set up. Let's go ahead and take a look at this 20-minute video. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Dodgy D-Pad. Let's go ahead and watch something. Doing something different, folks. And I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it, baby. Let's go. All right, let's take a look.
How's it going, guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, have you ever sat there on YouTube and come across a video that's just sparked so much nostalgia and childhood memories? Well, recently I did. A fellow YouTuber and retro enthusiast going by the name of Sega Head did a video titled My Sega Memories. Now, this absolutely took me back in time to a lot of memories I had myself from games that I wanted, either couldn't get my hands on or were just an absolute nightmare. I just felt as though there was a waste of money and there was not really much I could do back in the days, but this video was great. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I will leave a link in the description below. Make sure you go and I would recommend actually checking that out before you're watching this one. So pop over there, drop Sega Head.
I see all of those games you have behind you. Are those all like Sega Genesis stuff? Because I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, is that like Streets of Rage? What is all this stuff in the background? I can see it.
Subscribe and a like on the video, and then come back here, and this is kind of my response to that video. Now, the first memory I want to get into is that of me trying to get hold
Golden
Axe 2. Golden Axe 1 was one of my favourite games on the Sega Mega Drive, and it was right up there with your Streets of Rage, your Sonic 2s, and that sort of game. I completed it multiple times, did all the extent when you get to Death Adder's Palace, and it's like, this is not the true ending, you got to do it again. Did all that. Absolutely loved Golden Axe 1, completed it multiple times, completed it with my cousin. So when Golden Axe 2 was due to was announced and released, I had to have it. It had to be one of them games I had.
So yeah, definitely on Golden Axe. In fact, I have my Sega box right next to me. Golden Axe, I have it right here. That's pretty cool. Well, again, it's hard to see. There we go. It's kind of, yeah. Golden Axe. I need to play this one again. But it definitely, what's that little hair? Little fur and the contacts. Yeah, I gotta clean that, but my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, it's ones I was really playing have a lot more in the bedroom. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, man. Like I'm at a point now where I don't have the space. I have to figure, this is on there really good, actually. It's not coming off. There we go. That was weird. All right. Oh, is it dirty? Might be a lot dirty. Oh, I can clean this jammy real quick. I'm sorry, that it got me to like a mode. I'm like, wait a minute. Nah, I need to finish it now. I'm not gonna start it and then not complete the task. Just gotta clean it up real quick. Thing's probably pretty dirty, especially if you have that in there. And it's still kind of stuck in there. I might have to open it up and get it out of there. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what the heck was stuck in there, but it was in there real good. So definitely wanted to get that cleaned up. It's a little dirty, not terrible. Because like I say, like when I buy these retro games, I typically will clean them up real good before I even put them in my Genesis, because I don't want my cartridge slot to get all worn down and dirty and stuff. Fair enough, right? Because you don't know where these games come from. You don't know like who had it last and how they took care of it, if they took care of it at all. And sometimes that's the case for a lot of these games, and it's so sad. It's like, just keep it in its case. It's okay. When you're not using it, put it back in the case. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. It really isn't. But it is. Like, for some, it was just so difficult to do, and they would just destroy it. And, I mean, we were kids. We didn't know any better, especially when the CD stuff started coming out, man. We definitely didn't know any better. Like, I made my retro collecting very hard for yourself. Let's see. They have to be 100% complete, no damage, and have the plastic hangers on them. Sega carts last a hell of a long time, way better than Nintendo carts. You know what? I'm inclined to agree with you. I feel like the Super Nintendo games, I'm not too sure about the NES, but Super Nintendo, some of them, they tend to like corrode a lot. Like, I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I think a lot of it just had to do with the fact that, again, you know, us as kids, we didn't know any better. We didn't know to use rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip back in the 90s. Who the fuck? No one ever told us that. You know, you put it in, you turn it on, it doesn't come on, you take it out, what do you do? Some went to the extreme. It's like, like you're doing all this weird stuff to get it to work again. You put it in and turn it on, you're good to go. But, you know, no one told you don't lick the cartridge. No one told you don't blow into it. Moisture is gonna add corrosion over time. Like, they don't tell you these things. In fact, that's an on the back. Yeah, don't put it in water. Avoid exposing cartridge to extreme temperatures. When cartridge is not in use, place cartridge inside protective plastic case. That's what it says. Squash 3D, what's going on with you, my friend? Welcome. It's good to see you. It's all from blowing into them. Yep, exactly. It's from blowing with our moisture, and shit gets corroded from time. But I think the Super Nintendo's was just so more common because, you know, well, Sega in America actually did pretty well. It actually did well, and it was competing against the Super Nintendo. But it was when the expansion started to come up, and it was like 32X CD, like that really just really killed their momentum. Their focus wasn't in the right place, and yeah, they got spanked when the Sega Saturn came out, and then the Sega Dreamcast. Although it was a very good console, Sega Saturn is also good too. That thing is a 2D beast. Love the like 2D games you got from the Sega Saturn era. So good. You like those were so hard to compete with. They are the worst. Yep. Filled with gushers and Mountain Dew, 9-year-old spit. Yep, facts. That's why you gotta clean them up. You gotta keep them clean. Like Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. Don't you dare mess with me. We'll never forgive what they did to the Sega Dreamcast. Too ahead of their time. Yep. Very, very sad. Very, very sad time for the Sega Dreamcast. $99.99 is when it came out in the States. They had a lot of good games. I was just talking with Dodgy D-Pad, but like Skies of Arcadia, Get Dark. There we go, Skies of Arcadia. That's just one of many games that I have for the Sega Dreamcast that, you know, it can't be, it's hard to replicate. One of the best launch sets ever. Shenmue, yep, that's a good one. Jet Set Radio, I got both of those. Sonic Adventure. I don't know that was a launch game or not, but I didn't get the Dreamcast at launch. Like, I'm a person that couldn't afford to get these things as they came out. I had to wait until I was able to make my own money after I got out of high school, and then, you know, really dig into finding these games online all the time. Virtual Tennis is your jam. Virtual Tennis, that's what's up. Cause that was made from Sega Sports, and they're the same ones that made the NBA 2Ks and the NFL 2Ks before 2K. It was 2K Sports, Rockstar. I forget, like they're both like subsidiaries to like this mega conglomerate of a company. I forget. Anyways, Power Stone, Soul Calibur, all great stuff. I think I have all these things. Happy to see Sega developing more titles again. Yeah, we heard about that from the Video Game Awards, that they're kind of recreating them, kind of putting a fresh spin on them again, which is exciting to see. It really is. Really excited for Jet Set Radio Future. I remember. On the 21st night of September. All right, back to it. Back to it.
This kind of sparked an absolute day of, let's say, chaos. So, Gornax 2 here in Manchester, we couldn't get it, couldn't find it anywhere. All the stores had sold out, and I was getting really upset with it. Now, the thing is, when I was a kid, my nan, because I didn't really ask for much when I was a kid, my nan used to buy me pretty much anything that I did ask for. So Golden Axe 2 was on my radar to be in the game that I had to get. The only store that had it was the Toys R Us in Newcastle. Now, from Manchester to Newcastle, you
shout outs to Toys R Us.
You're looking at about what?
Rest in peace to Toys R Us, by the way. Yeah. Rest in peace to Toys R Us, man. Yeah, I hear, was it online, right? I think they're trying to do like an online kind of store thing. I think Bed Bath & Beyond is doing the same thing, where they're just focused mainly online. They're not doing like brick and mortar stores, just online. Order it, we send it to you. Which, if it works, it works. That's great. It'd be great to have another retailer out there that's not GameStop, that's not Best Buy, that's not Target, like Walmart. And there's nothing wrong with all those retailers, but need some competition out there. It's getting tight. It's getting tight out here. That feeling of being a kid in Toys R Us is something I will always cherish. That and KB Toys, I miss those environments for sure. Walking into an arcade, which I just did the same time last week. We went to a barcade, and we were playing. My wife and I were playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then I started playing Street Fighter Third Strike on their cabinets. But for some reason, no matter what game I was playing when I was there, the joysticks didn't feel right. I honestly don't think that the cabinets I was playing on were the authentic, original versions of those games. And they're I wouldn't even say the one-up versions of these games, but they're a different version of them. When I was playing Turtles, there was no music, and it would cut in and out. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the arcade experience I remember. And I used to work in video game arcades. I never had a machine crap out like that, where the sound would just disappear. You can still hear all the sound effects, the punching in, the hitting, the slamming, but the music would just cut in and out. And it's what the heck is going on here? Am I playing an arcade game, or am I playing something a third party thing? What's happening? Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, same thing. The controller, the joystick just did not feel right. You can go all over, but the player was not responding right. I'm I gotta compensate for this, and the game's not on easy. I'm putting all these quarters in. It's but yeah, that is not the experience I remember. And here's another thing: the Street Fighter Third Strike cabinet, it was the sound was good, but the bass was way too heavy. I'm what? Why does it sound like I'm in a club, bro? It's, you can hear the bass, but it's too much. I'm bro, tone it down. And I know you can go into these cabinets and you can adjust the subwoofer volume. I know that because I used to work for these arcades. But it's why is it so loud? And it's okay to be loud, but it's not balanced properly. It's it's way too much bass. I'm what the heck is going on? Oh man, cabinet vibrates. It should not. It's not supposed to do that. And the last thing I did when I was at that arcade was I was playing a Star Wars Mandalorian pinball machine. That was actually kind of cool. They gave you a couple good amount of turns. It was 4 coins, so $1. And I was really in the zone. I was getting it. I wasn't hitting any high scores, but I was getting it done. It was fun. And I had the most fun in the barcade playing the pinball machine than the cabinets, because they just didn't feel authentic. They didn't feel right. They didn't feel like they were when I used to play them back in the day. So yeah. Oh my goodness. They are coming back. Yes, I feel if their online does great, then they will reopen stores. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like if they decide to do that, this got to operate it properly. Because the many reasons why these companies fail is just because they just screw it up top. Up top, maybe they're getting too much money up top, or they're not distributing the money right, or they're making some very poor decisions that's causing these companies to go bankrupt and lose everything. You know, that's usually what it comes down to. It's just poor decisions up top.
A 4 hour drive, depending on traffic. So we made the phone call in the morning to all the stores to find out which stores, and the closest one was the Newcastle store. So we drove all the way to Newcastle, got there, went to the game aisle. They had the kiosk, the kiosk set up. The game that was currently on the kiosk was Streets of Rage 2, I think it was.
Oh yeah, so the kiosk, that was another thing. We'll talk about that in just a moment. If I ever had a ton of dispensable income, I would absolutely want Time Crisis 2 and Rave Runner cabinets. Oh my gosh, absolutely. When I used to work at the arcade, we had Time Crisis 4 in there. And like it was, you know, it was modern version of the Time Crisis games and stuff like that. Love the two screens, love the two guns, like the pushing down on the pedal to peek out before you shoot. And I had Time Crisis on the PlayStation 1, and I just got a gun, and I actually have a CRT in the garage that I will sometimes hook it up and play it. It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. And you were talking about the cabinet. So like I would walk into a Funkoland back in the day where I used to live in the Bay Area, California. I would take the bus to get to the arcade all the time. So I would take the bus to get to the mall. Then it was downstairs at the food court and then the arcade. But then go upstairs and go to Funkoland. And in Funkoland, yeah, they had these kiosks in the wall. So like you had all this stuff, you had all the games kind of plastered up. But in between all of that, you had the kiosk. And like they would have the Super Nintendo with the CRT, Super Mario World, and be playing something else, which was cool. They would alternate the stuff, and it was nice. It was a good experience. It was great. Yeah, it definitely changed after some time. Fun. Yes, yes, I have a Trinitron. I have a Sony Trinitron in the garage. Yep, it's not the huge, massive ones. I actually found this one at a real estate sale, and I saw this. I'm like, oh, and I look at the back, and I always like to look at the back of these CRTs to see if they have the right ports. So I have the composite component, S video, and like some audio ports just in case you want to hook up some kind of stereo to it or like whatever. And so I checked this. I'm like, oh, cool. Comes with the remote. I'm like, okay, cool. $8. Okay, cool. So I think it's like a 26-inch CRT Sony Trinitron. And oh man, I made the mistake of going by myself because I did not realize, or no, I realized, I know this, but I have forgotten how heavy these CRTs are. Damn near broke my back. I think that's probably where the back injuries are coming from. It's from when I carried this big ass massive CRT television and walked it down half a block to the car. I'm like, damn, I will never, ever, ever do that again. That was an absolute mistake. I should have brought my tools, should have brought my hand truck, man. That was an absolute mistake. That's just vertebrae breaking. Oh my God. Yes, they are. They are absolutely beautiful. Indeed. I would love to invest into a mid 90s Sony reference monitor. Yeah, you either a monitor or the those do they call them PVMs? Professional video monitors. I think that's what they call them. Well, it's kind of like, the same monitors they were used for like, creating shows and watching different videos and stuff like that. But these things have really good, insane color to them, insane detail, insane stuff. You needed all kinds of different adapters and stuff to get it to work right. But I've always heard that those are incredible. Yes, those are insane. Like, I just cannot find one nearby. I refuse to order one online because you're paying like 100, if that, just on the shipping on those things because of how heavy they are. Um, and like the other issue too, it's like you don't know what you're getting until you get it. And once you get it, it's like you're not gonna spend $100 to ship it back. They're not gonna pay for shipping for you to return it if they accept returns at all, you know? So you're always rolling the dice when it comes to that stuff. It's like you're better off just finding someone who's selling it nearby and checking it out and making sure. Because I know like they don't last forever. They sure don't. Things wear out, they wear down, and yeah, like it's definitely something interesting there. Did you know it was because of Toys R Us Time Crisis cabinets that Sega changed their guns to orange and blue? Because the OG guns looked like real guns. People would cut them off the cabinets. Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that was the reason why they decided to go that route, which makes sense though. It does make sense why they would do that. Because unfortunately, things happen when, if it looks like a weapon, bad things happen. But yeah, like Sega and Nintendo, they're a reason for a lot of things. They're the reason why the ESRB for like rated T for teen, or rated M for mature, or whatever side of the country you're in where you have Piggy 18 or whatever. Like that stuff exists because of games like Mortal Kombat or Splatterhouse or whatever. It's like, oh my God, these games are violent. We gotta have control. We need regulation. We need regulation now. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Oh, oh my goodness. Nice Tipper Gore impression. Sony Tech felt so supreme. Yep, that is what you want. Nice. Those things are beautiful. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. And like, if I had the choice, I keep rolling with Sony anytime that I get the opportunity to. But that's not always the case. PlayStation. Man, PlayStation, they've been kind of like, I have a PS5, I have a PS4, I have everything. Damn it, I have. Let me think of it. I have a PS1, PS2, PS3. Yeah, I got them all. PSP, PS Vita, PS Vita TV. I got something else I forget. The only thing I'm missing, I think, currently, it's like the old stuff, like the Ataris, the Sega Game Gear. That's a hot mess. Like those things, bro. I used to own a Sega Game Gear back when I was much younger. Oh, man, what a mess that was. What an absolute mess the Sega Game Gear was. I got games for it too. I know I had a Game Gear at one point because I got games for it. One of them being, actually, I just started picking them up again because like, oh, why not? These were silly. I don't know why I bought these, but like Mortal Kombat for the Sega Game Gear, World Series Baseball, freaking PGA Tour Golf. Now I know I have Sega. Where's the other? I know I have Sonic Chaos. I know I have. Just don't know where it is right now. Oh, look at this. This right here. Let me kind of show this real quick. Here we go. Music. DJ with the music. All right. Let's see, zoom in on this. Light. Come on, get it right. There we go. Come on, zoom in more. Zoom in more. There we go. So this right here is a cartridge slot cleaner for the Super Nintendo. So there's different little things. There's one for wet, and then you use like whatever cleaning solution that it came with at the time. You would put it on there, and then you would just go in and out the cartridge slot to clean it up. And then you would have a dry one to dry it out. But yeah, this is for cleaning the game cartridge slot. But there's also instructions for cleaning the game cartridge. Yeah. Interesting stuff. So I have one for that, and then I have one for the Sega Sega Genesis. Yeah, just ignore all the clicking and clacking of all the plastic back and forth. Yeah. Okay, back to it. Let me get focused. That's one thing. The only issue I have when I live stream is that I get sidetracked a lot. I get kind of like scatterbrained, and I'm like thinking about other stuff. I was supposed to clean my room. I haven't even started, so that's okay. We'll do that after the stream. What are we at now? We're 19. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I have some work to do because with the live space. Shout out to live space, baby. Thank you for giving me an opportunity when all the other platforms have either dropped me just because they changed the rules or they said no because of whatever reason. I appreciate Livespace giving the opportunity, so I don't want to take it for granted. And that's why we're live streaming on Livespace today. That's why we post on Livespace damn near daily. And I need to do the other things that I received an email about to make sure that we continue to maintain that relationship with Livespace. So shout out to Livespace. Thank you again. Really appreciate y'all giving a brother a chance when all the other platforms said no. And I actually will give Trovo some credit because Trovo gave me an opportunity to come back to their platform when I stopped streaming on there for some time. So yeah, when sometimes it's just like you have to get the platforms that give you an opportunity, or platforms that don't heavily rely on human activity, which, you know, again, I don't have a problem with people who run their stuff with humans and staff and stuff like that, but what that does, it creates not let's say perceived favoritism, perceived it's all perceived and it's all accusations. I can't prove it. I just, it's like, well, you know, and obviously, you know, some people like the partners, of course, they're gonna be featured on the platform. Of course. Why would you be a partner and not be featured on the platform? You know, that's if you didn't get featured for being a partner or for being verified on their platform, what is the point of being on there, right? So I mean, there has to be some benefits for being verified or for being partnered on the platform. Being affiliate, obviously there's some perks there. You know, you're able to take subs and able to do what you do. And shout out to the folks that continue to give me subs on the Kick platform. I don't know why you do, but I do appreciate you doing what you do. I really appreciate you. Cool. Over on YouTube, you know, the algorithm does the work and it's doing some work. I had no idea that it decided to take the video I made last night and just put it into the field, because currently we're at 144 views on that video I made last night, and that thing is just, yeah, that thing is just, it's taken off. I'm like, what? I don't know what I did. I just did what I normally do. But last night's game with the Warriors, bro, have every right to be upset and going off on the Golden State. They had been up 18 points going into the fourth, 18 points up with 6 minutes left, and they blew the lead. This is like the fourth or fifth blown lead in the, like, oh, they just make me so angry. I just don't understand, man. Like, what's going on in Golden State? When Stephen Curry asked the question, when he was asked, like, what's going on? His answer was like, we just don't have an answer. Like, we just don't know who we are yet. Like, when Denver had their set plan, it's like, put Jokic out there in the fourth, let him do what he does. Aaron Gordon goes to his spots. You have freaking Jamal Murray doing his thing. And you got folks who we have no clue who they are scoring points on the Golden State Warriors. It gets very frustrating, but that's the plan. They know what they're doing. They know who they are, and Golden State still doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And then when Draymond Green comes back, whenever he comes back, that's going to be a whole nother bag of tricks to figure out how the rotation is going to work. I feel bad for Moses Moody, who's just been sitting on the bench. He hasn't played because they just can't figure it out. It's like, I sit there and I'm like, man, what if I didn't throw that stupid ass turnover at the end of the fourth quarter across the court, where Jamal Murray intercepts the ball when Chris Paul is literally at the top of the key, wide open. I could have passed it to him. And worst case scenario, he misses a shot, we go into overtime, right? Worst case scenario. But he was like, nah, let me do something completely out of left field, throw it to the other side of the court for it to get intercepted. And then Jokic, the basketball just blessed Nikola Jokic. Just like Drake was blessing people with 100 gifted subs, the basketball gods blessed Nikola Jokic with the wildest 3-point shot I have ever seen in my life, contested by Kevon Looney at the corner over by the scoring table, and it goes in. I'm like, you couldn't write this stuff up. I'm like, what? Warriors, bro? Like, what's happening? Oh, man. It is absolutely wild squash. You see what I'm saying, man? Absolute wild stuff. All right, back to it. Get back into it. Stay in focus. Let's get through this. Let's go. Let's do it.
The box for Golden Axe 2 was on the shelf. After keep in mind this, the staff members already told us they've got Golden Axe in. They got Golden Axe in, so we've made the 3-hour drive. Got all 4-hour drive. Got all the way to Newcastle. Took the box up to the counter. Asked the colleague for the game. Said, yeah, we've got it. They went in the back. Wasn't Golden Axe 2. It was Golden Axe Warriors for the Master System. Now, luckily enough, I still had a Master System at that time, and it absolutely enraged my I like call her Nana mum. But yeah, it absolutely enraged my nan.
Fair enough, man. I understand your pain. I used to actually work for a video game store. I used to work for GameStop, and like inventory is everything. You have to make sure you stay on top of inventory, and it's very, very important because the last thing you want is someone calling you, do you have this? Yes, I have this. And what I don't get, which I totally understand where you're coming from, is like when you called them, they told you yes. It's like when someone called me, they asked if I had this, I'm literally physically checking to make sure I have this before I tell a customer, yes, I have it, I'll hold it for you. I can 100% understand your pain on that one, Dodgy, bro. I 100 get it. So
the point where she started a fight with the store assistant and the store manager.
And rightfully, because again, you said you traveled 3 hours to get to this place. Just for you to get over there and they don't even have the game that you asked for, that you've been looking all over for the longest time. Like, that's so devastating. I understand. If I was in your shoes, bro, I would have been like, bro, where is that Time Crisis gun, bro? I'm just kidding. Don't come after me for that. It's just Time Crisis is just a video game. Oh, man. Fist. Yeah, we're going wild in there. I understand.
Demanding that she got petrol money back coming all the way from Manchester to Newcastle. But in the end, yeah, they didn't have the Golden Axe 2 in stock. They only had Golden Axe Warriors for the Master System. The plus note for this was I ended up getting Golden Axe Warriors because I just wanted to play a new Golden Axe game. Never seen anything on the game before. And wasn't expecting it to be an RPG until I got into the car, looked at the back, and I was like, "This."
So it's obviously like it has like that Legend of Zelda feel to it. Like it looks like that. That's what it looks like to me. But it looks good. Like I like the colors. I like the music. It looks really dope. Like that's actually kind of interesting.
Doesn't look like this is not Golden Axe. This looks weird.
Because I got the power base converter, so I can start playing Sega Master System games. I just haven't yet.
I wasn't disappointed. I mean, Golden Axe 2 is a phenomenal game, and arguably is better than Golden Axe 1. But Golden Axe Warriors is a phenomenal game, and it really, really surprised me because I'd already played through Legend of Zelda 1. I didn't like Legend of Zelda 2 on the NES, and really enjoyed Legend of Zelda 1 when I was a kid. And it gave me that vibe of the Legend of Zelda game. But for now,
exactly. See, yes, we're on the same page. I love it when we're on the same page. Let me pull up. Let me see if it's where is this on the list? It's on here somewhere. I'm looking for it now to see how much it is today. Let's see. Golden Axe Warrior. Holy shit. What? No, bro, this game right here $174 loose. Oh my god, why? Oh, that is expensive. You want the box, you want the instructions. $342. $342.95. You want to complete, you $684 brand new. Oh man, that hurts my soul. That truly hurts my soul, man. Ah, see, it's like when you start finding out about awesome games like this that you haven't seen or heard of before, and then you're interested in getting it, and then you look at the price, it's like, no, this is rough.
Bruh.
Like, come on, man. It's rough. Oh, literally has Sonic armor. Oh, sweet. That game I showed is your original copy. Nice.
Off the Master
Hell
System.
yeah.
Better graphics, my opinion, better music, better gameplay. I'd like the dungeons that the Legend of Zelda had as well.
Dungeon
But
style, yeah.
everything, in my opinion, in that game is just far superior to Legend of Zelda. So yeah, that's my first story.
That's okay. So like when you are not able to afford $174 for a game, there's other ways to get a hold of this. So I'm not stressing. I just like having the games physically, just in case I have to fall back on them, which that has not been the case for at least a decade. Like I've never, I do have a story in terms of having to rely on my video games to get by. So real quick, one day, and this was before we moved into this house, and it was 2 houses before. So here there was an apartment before, and then the apartment before that. That was the apartment. I woke up one morning and I looked at my bank account and I'm like, oh shit, I am overdrafting. I am in the red. And this really sucks because I'm like, damn, I have to go to work today. And like, I don't want to have to deal with this. And it's just, it is what it is. So unfortunately, you know, I had to sell a lot of my Wii U games. And I know this is way off track. We're not talking about retro stuff at this point. We're talking about Wii U. But like, I had to sell a bunch of my Wii U games just so I could cover the overdraft fees and then go to work. I'm like, damn, this really sucks. So yeah, at that point, that's where we really just kind of tightened up, really created budgets and making sure we made sacrifices that we needed to make so that we could get through. Right. So like we got rid of like the subscriptions. We canceled a whole bunch of stuff. Like we just settled, buckled down, made a budget, knew what was coming in, knew what was going out, paid off a whole bunch of debts because we had a couple credit cards here, a car note here and there, a medical bill there or whatever, you know. So like we had to just settle down. We hyper focused. We paid all that off. Now we own our cars. The only debt we have now is this house. And so once we pay the mortgage off in this house, that's basically it. And can't wait because work sucks, man. I hate retail work. As much as I'm okay with it, like I'm good at it, I can do the work. I'm tired of doing it. Like I've been doing it for over, we'll hit 20 years in the retail game in a couple years, like 3 years from now. So we're about 17 years into doing retail. And like when you're in retail, man, like if you're lucky, you might get a week or 2 off a year. But other than that, you're just constantly working, always having to deal with silly stuff. And like some of it is in like the wildest stuff. Can't really get into it, but like this weirdest stuff. And then they act like they're your family and all this stuff. But as soon as shit hits the fan, as soon as money becomes a problem, you're in the red. You're about to have some very tough issues headed your way. They will not even guess twice and cut your ass. They will lay your ass off faster than they hired you. Like it's pretty gross stuff. But then they act like, oh yeah, we're family. Oh, taco this. Oh, this and that. Oh, we love you. And I was like, I don't want to hear all that. Just tell me what I need to do so I get a job done. And we can interact and have a good time, but we don't need to sit here talking about, oh yeah, I'm giving you this taco because of this. Oh, I'm giving you this taco because of that. Like, stop. Let's just get to work, please. Like, because again, once you hit some financial crisis and then you start changing things up, and it's like, well, we'll outsource this to other people to do the work, the same work, but for less. We're gonna just get rid of everybody else. But yeah, we're a family. Like, stop. Just stop with that. You gotta play it, bro. You will really enjoy it. I will definitely consider it, give it a chance. Let's see. I'm actually gonna write it down so I don't forget about it. So where's my pen? We got Golden Axe Warrior. Let's see. I'm writing it down right now. Games to play. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, because I will go out and I will find it and I will play it. Sony stuff has boomed in the past 6 months. It's getting very expensive. Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, my goodness. I think this should have a graph. This should show me a graph. Yep. So at one point, in fact, let me show you. You know, back in 2010s, I mean, when they started tracking it here, it was like $40. $40, man. 10 years, 10, 15, 13, I can't do math. 13 years ago, we're talking, you know, at one point it was at $100. It was averaging in the 60s, 70s, 50s. It's just moving around. And then 2020 hits, it just keeps rising and rising and rising. It's like, $200 at one point. $200. Like, man, this is rough. Rough. It hurts my feelings. It hurts. It hurts so much. There's 3 stories I tell. The last one is heartbreaking, but funny. Hold on.
I won't say it's a nightmare because it ended up being a pretty good game, a pretty good day. I got a pretty good game out of it. Unfortunately, it never ended up owning Little Golden Axe 2 as a child until recently. Now I've obviously got a copy of it now. Fantastic game. But yeah, Golden Axe Warriors, incredible game, and I think it was that day for me as a kid ended up as a win for the store colleague, seeing a 60-year-old woman throwing punches at you for not having the right game.
Yeah, fair enough.
4 hours to the store. It didn't end well for her, but all in all, I got a great game out of it, and yeah, that was my first memory. So my next one is that of me trading in 3 of my favorite games on the Sega Saturn and ending up getting one of the worst games in video gaming history. Now, I'm not going to mention the game just yet, but I will tell you the games I got rid of. I got rid of
Die Hard Arc Trilogy. No. Croc. Now I remember that one. I did play a little bit of that one when I was younger. I do remember that.
And Tomb Raider.
No.
These are 3 of my favorite games on the Sega Saturn.
Not Lara Croft.
And the game I traded these in for I don't even want to mention it. Right. It was the Hulk. Now,
the Hulk.
Over the years, the Hulk has brought out some incredible games. The Incredible Hulk on the Sega Master System and the Game Gear and the Mega Drive was a solid game. An absolutely incredible game. My opinion, the Master System version is the better one because there's more of a branching path as you make your way through the levels and stuff like that. The Mega Drive is kind of A to B, fight a boss. But just the whole jumping into a game as the Hulk and just smashing robots to pieces was just fun. So yeah, my local game store had the new Hulk game in for the Sega Saturn.
I've never actually
didn't have the money at the time.
I didn't actually never dealt with the Hulk on the Sega Saturn, but I can imagine that's a nightmare. I can imagine.
To buy it, so I had to do some trade-ins. And I traded in them 3 games: Tomb Raider, Croc, and Die Hard Arcade. Die Hard Trilogy wasn't an arcade, never had arcade. That's a great game as well. Traded them in for the Hulk.
I'm ready for it.
Got home and could have cried. The Hulk on the Sega Saturn is...
Oh my God, bro. I'm looking at that. I'm like, holy moly. Macaroni, you got it, bro. Whoa, that looks rough. I've never seen this before. and that looks awful, bro. I'm sorry, that looks terrible. Ooh,
It's an
good Lord, Hulk.
absolute
This is Hulk.
abomination.
Oh
If
my
you guys
god.
have never played it, then you can count yourself lucky, to be fair, because there's a part of your brain now that won't be in kind of infused with that memory of playing the Hulk on the Saturn. It was just, yeah, it's just, there's nothing you can say about it that was good. Level design, mechanics, Hulk was so
Oh, that
boring
looks
to
real
play
rough.
as. You didn't really fight many people. You went around punching barrels and punching doors. It was just
So,
not...
like, do you think the reason why this is so rough and terrible is because the Saturn was hard to make for? Do you think that's why? I know a lot of developers, like, that was a lot of their feedback for this Sega Saturn. That was just, it was kind of hard to develop games for it because they had multiple different chips that they had to account for when they built games for it. Like, do you think that may have had something to do with it? Or it was just the developers are just, this put something out there and hopefully someone buys it? Oh, oh, if you ever watch YouTube videos on YouTube of the worst games ever made, this is on everyone's list. Bro, like, would you say this is better or worse than Shaq Fu? Shaq Fu, holy moly, macaroni and cheese, man. The only good thing about that game was the music. That's it. The gameplay is rough. It was just the hit detention's awful. You could probably find it right now in stores for like $5. Holy, worse by a country mile. That's what he said. Oh, yo,
not a good
like,
game in the
yikes.
slightest, and I was so
Worse
sad that
by a
I've got rid
mile.
of
I can see it. I'm like,
3 of
holy
the most epic games on the Saturn, especially Croc. Croc's one of my favorite games of all time, and it was I could have, I don't think I cried, but I really could have done. Yeah, so it was, yeah, that was just an awful day in my memory. Cause
yeah, I think I told you. With Sega Saturn, one of the games I played, which is like, now that I play it now because I have it now, it's terrible. NBA Jam Extreme. That game, that version of NBA Jam Extreme, garbage. Garbage. It is so bad. So I forget what happened, but I ordered the game and I think something was wrong. I think it was like a crack in the inner ring or something like that. So I received it. It's complete, comes with the box, comes with the instructions and stuff, but there was like a crack in the inner ring. So it will still read the game, but you know, if you treat that disc wrong one day, you could potentially cause more damage to it. So I reached out to the person, I forget if it was a marketplace. I forget where it is. I gotta look around for it. But I reached out to him and say, hey, like, you know, I appreciate it, but man, this thing's looking rough. And he's like, yeah, we're sorry about that, but we'll send you another game. What you want? I'm like, I'll take NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Miles better. So much better. Holy stuff, man. That game is miles ahead of Jam. So I'm like, I ended up getting NBA Jam Tournament Edition for the Saturn, and that plays way better than the stream. Oh man. Oh, that was a good game as a kid, but not aged at all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, as a kid, you don't care about these games. The fact that you have a game that you get to play, you don't complain about it back then. You're like, oh man, I'm just excited to be able to play this game as much as I want, you know, considering the circumstances. But now it's like, oh, this is rough. It did not age well at all. Yeah, that was the big issue with the cardboard cases. They damaged the disc. So it looks like, so did you guys, because if you're on the other side of the pond, you're getting the cardboard stuff. We got the plastic glass stuff out here in the North America. That's what we got. And I'm looking at my Saturn games right now. Let me look stuff so I can get to them. I'd like to show you. Yeah, this is GameRoom.com is where I got this from. Spent $29 on it. Let me blow this up so I can show it to you. What's some music, DJ? Thank you. So this is the kind of shit that we have. So hold on. Zooming in on it. NBA Jam and Stream. You know how long they are. And then, you know, these jewel cases. Jewel plastic jewel cases is what we got for Sega Saturn games. So we didn't necessarily have to worry, but yeah. This massive ass crack. I don't even know if you can see it. It's gonna be hard to see, especially with the lighting. Yeah, that's gonna be very difficult to see. So I apologize for even wasting my time showing this to you. Wait, you might see it. Wait, where is it? Get it close. Yep, right there. On the up and up. Give me some light. Whatever. It's there. And it's not good. It was bad. So I complained about it. And then they sent me the tournament edition. And that version of the game is so much better. So much better. Not even close. Not even close. Never got the glass cases. So it's a pro and con thing. At least with the cardboard, I mean, maybe they don't break down as much, or they don't crack, or, you know, kind of get brittle over time. Depends on how you take care of them, of course. But then on the flip, they cause damage to your disc, which sucks from what I'm hearing. On our end, like, the plastic for the disc typically keeps them in pretty good shape, but on the flip, they can be very brittle and they can break pretty easily. Then of course you have the other problem of disc rot. I'm sure you've heard of that, and that was from when these discs have been exposed to sunlight so much that you start seeing the data on the disc start to, you just see these weird ass spots. And once that happens, I'm not sure if that's reversible. It's a done deal. And that's really sad to see that happen for a lot of these older games. But it just goes back to, man, like, you gotta take better care of this stuff, because this stuff's not gonna be here forever. Like, we're not gonna be here forever, but maybe the stuff we have will. But it's all about how you take care of them. Back to the atrocity that is Hulk for the Sega Saturn. My God, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. That was the game that you had to experience. And you traded in 3 great games compared to Hulk. Bro, I would have been going nuts.
The Hulk in magazines looked promising. It looked good. It looked the 3D style of the world looked cool. It actually showed enemies in magazines. It showed these silver and blue robots.
Clockwork Knights has this rot, bro. That sucks, bro. Here, I think I have it. I have Clockwork Knights. I know I do. I swear I have Clockwork Knights. That's somewhere I gotta look around for it. But Wipeout, that's an awesome racing game. That came out on the PlayStation, but it also came out on the Sega Saturn. And that was the version that I played the most, was on the Sega Saturn version when I was young, playing with my friends. Let me do this again. Nights into Dreams. Jeez. Another classic for sure, man. I think the disc on this one's not great. Like, the top looks good, and it has been resurfaced, but it's in decent shape. I would say it's, if I would have put a 5-star rating on the disc, I'd give it a 4. But maybe we're in a 3.5. But it works. The Sega Saturn doesn't have a problem reading it, and it's all good. That really sucks about the disc rot. Best version of Wipeout is the Saturn version. It had way better soundtrack. See, that's why I got it. Nice. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
Smash into the floor. I think you probably fought them about 3 times through the entire game. The game was just shit. It's absolute shit. There's nothing I can say that's good about it in the slightest. So yeah, I was 3 games down. Well, 2 games down because they gained 1, but I wish I hadn't. I really wish I hadn't. Absolute awful memory. Awful memory. Nightmare. So yeah, it's luckily enough, I've got them games back that I wanted. Not got Hulk. Will never get Hulk, no matter how cheap it gets. I think if I ever go through the point of
Let me see how much that game is now on the Sega Saturn. It probably is not much, but it might be just because of its rarity, if there is a rarity. Let's see, Hulk for Sega Saturn. And that's where it kind of gets hard. So sort and filter by console, Sega Saturn. The Incredible Hulk. $49, lose $72.49. So at one point, $24, it dropped to $12.50, $16.35, and then it started rising. So I hit 2020. It starts going up to $100. Like, come on, man. Stops. And now it's kind of starting to go down to $72.47. Yikes. And that's for the complete stuff. But the loose, is that comparing the loose? What are you comparing this to? Oh, it's comparing the oh, okay. Yeah, the loose. That's how that works. Yeah, $10. And it was like $20. 2020 hit. We hit at the highest $63. It just ranged $48. Yeah, $50 now. So yeah, it's going through the motions. Just like everything. Everything went through the motions. Why is this locked? Do I need to pay for something? Time warp? Whatever. It's all good in the hood. All good in the hood. Let's go.
Collecting all the Sega Saturn games. There's probably 2 games in that library that I just won't touch, and that is the Hulk.
I Am Batman 2001. Oh my goodness. Some people are popping in over here on LiveSpace. I am so sorry for the very, very, very late response, but I do appreciate you popping in. What's going on, Young Streets? Welcome to the hood. Thank you so much for popping in. And then Batman with the follow. Thank you so much. I'm Batman 2001. I really appreciate you hanging out. If I hit you up way, way late, let me apologize to you. I do apologize. I don't see my chat over here. I wonder to see if I can get this fixed right now, because I need to pay more attention to chat on all platforms. Give me a second here. In fact, did it even pop up in the chat? Hold on. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it over here. Test. Yeah, it didn't pop up there. And then let me see. See, the issue is once I start doing things like popping things out, it starts to trip, and I start to have problems. If I were to add it to a panel over here, let me try something. LiveSpace chat, custom. So I need to go to custom, because obviously I think it changes all the time, which it makes sense for it to do that. But let me apply it. LiveSpace chat, and I don't need to look at this. I can boom it in there. Oh, see, and it wants me to log in. Yeah, see, that's what sucks, and that's one thing I got to do better at. I miss them. I miss the chats. So let me see if I can get it here on OBS. I got to sign into it. But I got to sign in. Well, yeah, because OBS doesn't know anything. So let me get that going. 1 second. Re-interrupt the current presentation to get chat into OBS via LiveSpace, so that I can see exactly when they come in and I don't miss them. Because what happens is I move. I'm making excuses. I apologize. No more excuses. Let's just get this fixed. I think they figured it out by now. So let me go ahead and get it fixed. Because every time I would try to do it, it would crash the chat in LiveSpace. There we go. All right, so we got that, and then this. This is cool. I like doing this. I like the vibe, you know, just to kind of chill and hang out and watch some videos, and kind of going through the motions and reminiscing on history. All right, cool. So now, can I refresh and go to my chat? Or you take me to my chat? No, you won't. Okay. So how do I fix this? Well, I could. That doesn't make sense. And we can X out, hit dock, Livespace chat. There it is. Now the problem with this, which I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem. There we go. Okay, I can see it now. And I can still see the YouTube chat. I can still see the Livespace chat. Let me test one more time. Awesome. We're good. All right. We got it. We got it, folks. Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, Batman, thank you for the follow. Young Streaks, thank you so much for popping in. I apologize for the very, very late responses there. But we got you now. Midge Worth over here on Livespace. What's happening with you? Good thing I got here when you did. But you got me, as I realized. You would have ignored me. I don't mean to. I really do apologize for not hitting the chats when you guys pop in. I do apologize, but I fixed it now. So now when I'm looking at OBS, I see all of my chats. Got my YouTube chat up there, got my Kick chat right there, got my Livespace chat right there. And the last time I did this, it was a problem because it wouldn't load properly. It would disappear and I wouldn't see any chats at all, just in case something came in. But now it looks like they've actually fixed that. And shout outs to Livespace. They're doing some things, aren't they? Yeah. They are doing some things over there on Livespace. You gotta give them credit, baby. Yeah, it's fine. Livespace needs API to really help. Fair enough. I will give Livespace a little bit of a pass here because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know when they actually launched, but I think they did after Kick, right? I could be wrong. Maybe it was the same time. Maybe Livespace been around longer, but we're just now hearing about it. It's just kind of hearing more, the words being put out more. I don't know, but I could tell you based on from what I've been seeing, they're really working hard and they are making sure that they're doing everything. Yeah, way after Kick. Kick has been in open beta for 3 months. And the fact that they're doing all these things is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And the whole boost program is, I think, is awesome. I haven't really seen the benefits of that quite yet, but I think they started rolling that out this year, like actually is in effect. So like kind of just making sure I do my thing and posting on my channel, and I need to spread the word out on my other social platforms. Anytime Livespace posts on Kick, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I always make sure to repost that and tweet it on my end. So we're spreading the word out because Livespace is doing some things, man. They are doing some things. Shout outs to them. So Midge, how are you doing? What are your plans for the weekend? If you have anything going on today, tomorrow, Sunday? I got a couple basketball games that's coming on tonight, and I hate that they keep scheduling my Suns and the Warriors so close together. Suns play at 7 p.m. and then the Warriors play at 8. It's like, damn it. Damn it. So I have to find a way to watch them both because I don't have to. I've been making basketball content on my YouTube channel. If you check my posts, you'll see like every day, well, the last couple days, I have been posting basketball content where we kind of just go over fourth quarter highlights and kind of going over the things that it's been on my mind, like my thoughts and stuff about what's going on with the Phoenix Suns and the Warriors. Because those are both my two teams that I keep very close attention to. And yeah, I've been paying attention to them. Going out with dinner, then chilling mostly. That's cool. Imagine a platform caring about the platform and actively improving it. Cough, cough, Kick. Yeah, remember when Kick was just down yesterday? I went to live.space and saw that the website just worked. Absolutely shocking stuff. Shocking stuff. This is the basics, man. Make sure the website works. And shout outs to the chat over here on Livespace and on YouTube. It just works. Shocking. Like there's nothing being eaten or delayed, none of that stuff. And then, they're talking about other features. No, there's nothing wrong with these features. Shout outs to them getting, these same day payouts, and it goes over to Stripe and then they pay you when they pay you, which was like, well, what was the point of you mentioning that? But hey, It's a feature, it's a W for some folks. That's cool. It's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. You know? And I think the fact that they I don't know what I'm speaking more about. The Green Machine that we're streaming on right now, that we keep streaming on. We put the time in, the consistency is starting to come back. I've really been more focused on offline content. You know, like I've been focused more on just making more basketball stuff at night, just because it's a little bit easier for me to get here and kind of talk about it, provide the information, and kind of speak on a couple things and do a quick little 10-minute video. Like I'll shoot it, I'll edit it, and they'll be out in an hour, right? And then after that, whatever happens. Like last night's video is doing pretty decent compared to the other videos I've made. And for a channel my size, like that's good stuff. It's really good, and I really appreciate YouTube pushing it and doing what they do. So yeah, can't really complain about it. Yeah. With kids is normally just do what they need. Yep. Livespace will be able to post those videos directly. Yeah, see, and that's what I do. Like every time I post a YouTube video, like I will put the link right there, and it's right there embedded in the post. I'm like, that's freaking incredible. The fact that you can just watch it within Livespace, you know, and you should get credit for it. And the analytics show, oh yeah, you got someone watching from a different website, which is great. I wish Twitter would do that, you know. If they are so adamant of making sure people stay on their platform, make it so when people do post stuff on the platform that it's just an embed or something, and it doesn't redirect you outside a different website. You just stay on the platform so that you don't have to go anywhere else, right? There you go. That I don't understand why that's so difficult, but hey, it's Twitter, and the Twitter of now is not it's not the Twitter of a couple years ago. So I don't want to speak too much more about Twitter. It's a whole different stuff there. Exactly. We'll be able to post those videos directly at some point. And I just heard the update with Livespace where you can actually customize, you can upload thumbnails to your VODs. Mind blowing. Isn't that cool? They can just do that. I know some other platforms do it, not the main ones. You would want them to, but you know, the issue is that even if you went all your way to do that, it's like these platforms aren't going out of your way or out of their way to post your VODs. No one watches VODs. If some people might, there are some bigger creators where people might, oh, I missed it, let me go check it and see what I missed. But that's not the case for small streamers. Small streamers, medium streamers, you got a VOD out, no one cares. No one's gonna check in. Oh, what's JD doing? Like, I don't care. And that's okay. Like, it's all right. I don't feel any type of way because someone's not going out of their way to watch a VOD. That's okay. It's all right. I ain't mad at it, but it's there. There's a way that they can be like, oh, check out this VOD just in case you missed it. Check this out, or like, you know, a little small section for VODs. That would be awesome. And it doesn't matter what they do. I'm gonna start streaming soon, doing your thing. Hey, so let's see how far we are. 10 minutes into your video. Let me go ahead and actually complete watching this awesome video that you made on Sega Memories. Can't wait for your reaction on this last one. It is painful. Let's do it. I know you're waiting on me to do it. The suspense is killing you, I bet. Let me go ahead and get that going. Let's go. So Midge, thank you so much for hanging out over there on Livespace. I appreciate you. I apologize to those who came and I completely missed it. That's definitely not something I want. Definitely not the first impression I want, but I do appreciate y'all even popping in the chat, you know. I do appreciate that regardless. So yes, back to it, baby. Let's do it. Let's get back to the good stuff.
Macros as a kid, and I didn't like it then either. But yeah, it's just absolute a nightmare day that was for me to get a game that I'd look forward to, and ended up being what it was. So now on to my last memory, which is the saddest, I think, of these memories because of the way the time it got. It kind of spanned over a period of like over a year, and the disappointment I had was...
Yeah, that's a good question. Midge on Livespace asks to Dodgy about heading over to Livespace. How about that? Give them a shot. Livespace is decent, man. If you're able to multi-stream, consider Livespace. If you consider them. I've already been like featured on Livespace's like front page It was a while ago, but that was incredible when they did that for me. They definitely didn't have to do it, and they did it. Just interacting with folks that are over there on MySpace has been positive. I hadn't had not one issue on MySpace when it comes to interacting with the people over there. No matter other platforms like YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Trovo, every single one of those platforms has given me some kind of issue. Like someone's just acting out and saying some silly-ish stuff, and it's just hard to really deal with that. But like, and I will be transparent in saying like that does not mean it won't happen on MySpace one day. But I could tell you from experience, it hasn't happened to me yet. So, just wanted to make sure. All right, so let's see. YouTube and Kick exclusive, buddy. Oh, it's all good. Hey. That's what I try to do too. Like that's why I'm on 3. I'm on Kick, I'm on YouTube, which has been solid this entire time, which YouTube has been giving me the most problems. Like I will ask you, if you live stream on YouTube, like what's your experience? Like, do you have to constantly reset your stream all the time? Like I have to do that when I have certain online protections on. That tends to be a problem, specifically with YouTube. Kick doesn't give me a problem. Livespace doesn't give me a problem. Just YouTube. I always typically have to end the stream and then restart it when it comes to YouTube. That hasn't happened today. We're knocking on wood. That hasn't happened yet. But yeah. And then you upload your VODs to YouTube. Okay, that's smart.
Breaking.
Nice.
And that was my entire journey of getting my hands on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist.
Oh.
Or not.
Uh-oh.
Should we say?
Uh-oh. What?
Right, so let me set the picture for you.
Yeah, give me some context.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is everywhere. Every kid of my age loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whether it be toys, stickers, magazines, cartoons, movies. Turtles was everywhere. So, obviously,
I have the second one.
Video games followed. Now, there's been an abundance of Turtles games over the years, from the NES all the way up until modern day. But Hyperstone Heist is arguably probably one of my favorite ones of all time. Nice. So, let me take you back to the beginning. 1993. Hyperstone Heist is probably one of the biggest selling games on the Mega Drive. A couple of my friends had it. I wanted it. Needed it. So as we are approaching Christmas, unfortunately, because I'd already picked my games as my Christmas presents, again from my nan, I couldn't get hold of it. So throughout the years, I spent all my time playing that, going around to my friends playing it, going around to my cousin who had it at the time as well, playing it on his system. I needed this game. I had to have it for myself. So, comes Christmas, 1994. That's it. Oh, no, sorry. Was it Christmas or was it my birthday? It might have been my birthday. I had to have it. It was the top present I needed. So told my nan what I wanted, told her what to look out for. I think it was my birthday actually, and she said, "I've got your Turtles game, but you have to wait for your birthday to have it." That was it. My birthday was set. I didn't care what any other present was. I was getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hyperstone Heist for my birthday. Any other present I got that day just didn't matter. So, unfortunately, I've not got a copy to show off because it's quite an expensive game to get hold of now. Unfortunately, I will get it at some point in time when pennies are a little bit better. But yeah. So comes my birthday. The whole build up, telling my friends, "Yeah, I finally got Turtles." Comes down in the morning. My presents are all laid out. Mum says, "Nan's on the way. We're gonna have a brew and that. She'll give you your presents. You can open your presents." She came in with a handful of presents, but there was one particular shaped present that I could not wait to open. Ripped it out of her hands. Jumped all over her. Thanks, Nan. You've made my dreams come true. Thank you very much for my Turtles game. Ripped the packaging. I've never ripped packaging off a present so much in my entire life. As soon as I saw the cover, my heart sank. Wasn't Hyperstone Heist. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Tournament Fighters. Oh.
She got the wrong game.
Oh.
Now, even to this day, unfortunately, my nan's no longer with me. She will never know that she got the wrong game. I never told her.
Oh.
Never told my mum. Pretended I was super excited with the game, but I wasn't. Inside, I was absolutely heartbroken that I didn't get my Hyperstone Heist. Probably.
Oh man, that's. Whew. I'm sorry to hear that one, man. Now, it's like, was this game considered bad? Now, I'm asking the same question. Is this game better or worse than Shaq Fu? Is it better or worse than Shaq Fu? It's trash. Oh man. Yeah, that game. And you know these games are bad when you look at the prices of them. Because when you look at the prices for these games, if they're low, that means no one's buying them. There's no interest. It's dead. It's dead as ish. So like it's currently loose $10. No one could care about this game. No one cares. Complete. You can get it complete for $40. Yeah. Yeah, I feel your pain on that one. Wow. Yikes. Oh man, yep, definitely. Yikes.
We'll never get Hyperstone Heist now because I couldn't go come Christmas and go, oh yeah, Nan can have Hyperstone Heist for Christmas. Because in her eyes I'd already had it. So I had to just stick with playing the game in other people's living rooms, and yeah, never managed to get hold of that game.
Clone Leo. Is that okay?
Still don't own it today. But yeah, Turtles Tournament Fighters, what can you say about it? Slow, sluggish, short, boring. Probably one of the worst Turtles games that's ever existed, I think.
Oh my god.
I owned it.
Wait, so is it first
No
to
fault
3
my own.
wins? Is that the default setting for this game? Who the heck would want to go up to like the best of 7?
She probably just walked into the store, saw the Turtles game, and she probably, because it was a new
Oh my
release, so
god.
she thought
Whoa.
the Turtles would have
That's
missed, like, a
insane
back catalog.
damage. That, hold on. I'm looking at the damage that was you were getting hit with. And I'm like, what?
No fault of my own.
So that takes like 10%.
I could say yeah,
That
but
kick
I blame
takes
my
like,
nan for it, but she probably just walked into the
bro,
store,
that
saw
takes
the
like a
Turtles
third of your
game,
health.
and
He
she
used
probably,
like
because
4
it was a new
times. That's
release, she
it.
thought the Turtles
Wow.
would have moved to like a back catalogue.
Wow.
Explosion of
would have been in
satisfaction.
the charts at that time.
Wow.
So she walked in, looked at the charts, saw the Turtle.
Not as bad as Shaq
Tournament
Fu,
Fighters, grabbed it, took it to
but it's
and
not
bought it.
far behind.
But yeah,
Yikes. Level
never
3
got
for using
Hyperstone
your
Heist.
words. That's what's up, bro. Thank you.
Still feel bad. That'll be a memory that will never
Oh
leave me.
my
I love you,
gosh.
Nan. I love the effort you made, but it was the wrong game, and you ruined my birthday. So yeah,
That's rough.
that was that one. So yeah, 3 memories. I have got some other ones, but with Sega Head's video, his memories were a lot of more pleasant memories, especially the one with like the Sonic and Knuckles he mentions in the video regarding seeing the poster in Woolworths for Sonic and Knuckles. And you was right with the poster. It literally just showed the symbol, didn't say anything about it. We didn't know. We obviously knew the Sonic logo. We didn't know who the other character was. I remember seeing that poster myself. I actually remember as well thinking that Knuckles was a girl. I thought Sonic had now got a girlfriend.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, iconic game on the Mega Drive. But yeah, More iconic would have been Turtles Hyperstone Heist, but yeah, never got it. So there we go. So I did tell Seged I was going to respond to his video, and I got a counter question for him if he's willing to take me up on this. I want to know, Seged, if there is a time period, if there's a time within your Sega memories where you was as disappointed with something that you were so excited with at the same time. The game that you wanted, waited for, couldn't wait to play, saw in magazines, saw on posters, saw on TV, got it, took it home, cracked it in your system, and it just absolutely broke your heart. I want to know if there's any memories that that taint your childhood with disappointment. So yeah, there you go, guys. So this is a video.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
A different
Yo,
style of video I'm not used to doing, but I thought,
if y'all wanna here, this is what I'll do. Because I can tell you, like, it wasn't a game per se for me. I already kind of shared it, but like, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat on Livespace for anybody who wants to check it out. Feel free to check out the video in full without any interruption from me. Just make sure you show some love. The dodgy D-pad if you haven't already done so. So yes, here we go. Dodgy D-pad and a shout out. Botrix and Kicklick both doing their things, doing what they're supposed to do. Hell yeah. Make sure you show dodgy D-pad some love, man. But yeah, the answer for me is the Sega 32X. You know, I've been wanting the Sega Genesis for the longest time. At this point, I've been playing the Super Nintendo. I've been playing games like Super Mario World, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Terminator, the game, and many other games. King Griffey Jr., Killer Instinct. Like, there's a ton of games that I was blessed to be able to play. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've been hanging out with friends at this point, and my friend at the time, he was a Sega guy. So I was Nintendo, he was Sega. He had Genesis, he was playing Sega Saturn. So that's how I got acquainted with the Sega Saturn, playing games like Daytona USA, Virtual Fighter 2, Virtual Cop, list goes on, Nights in the Dreams. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me get a Sega Genesis. Let me start from the beginning. Can I get a Sega Genesis for Christmas? So this is all I've been wanting for Christmas. And Christmas comes and I see this thing. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. I open this thing up and it's the 32X. I'm like, oh. And I was so upset as a kid because obviously if you have a 32X, what do you need? A Sega Genesis to run it, right? So you can't do that if you don't have the base system, the Genesis. I was livid, and mom ended up having to return it to Kmart. Rest in peace to Kmart. Rest in peace. Oh yeah, that was rough. Half of a system. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I get it. You know, the Genesis at the time cost more, and it made sense that she bought the 32X because it was on sale. Sega was they couldn't give this thing away for free, man. So they lowered the price significantly. So of course people are gonna buy it, not knowing that you need the Sega Genesis for it to run. You know, the parents don't really do that much research. The kids know everything, but the kids don't have the money. So when you have to leave it into the parents' hands and they get it wrong, all the goodness of their hearts, all the kindness of their heart, they didn't mean anything bad. They just thought that this was it. It just wasn't. And it was very disappointing. So I can understand her being like, man, why is he so upset? Why is he so upset? Like, that's why. Because it won't work. It's a brick without the rest of the system. That's what it is. You know? Wow. Yeah, so there we are, folks. There it is. So, Dodgy D-Pad, I know you're saying you're about to go stream very soon. I hope you have a good stream, my friend. I appreciate you hanging out with me this long too. That really does mean a lot that you did that. Oh man, we got some people watching over here. Damn, I didn't realize, because again, I don't pay attention to this stuff. I don't pay attention to the numbers anymore because what's the point, right? There's no point in hopping over the numbers when it all it's gonna do is get you upset, and then people get that perception. Oh, he's always upset all the time, always complains and bitches and all this stuff. It's like, nah, that's just, you know, at the time that was something that I was really wanting. I was wanting to get verified on something other than Trovo, because I did get partnered on Trovo. I was a bronze partner, and you know, it wasn't terrible. I made some mistakes when I was on Trovo, like doing all these giveaways and actually doing it wrong. Like, they do have a function where you can do giveaways within the stream, and if you do it right, it automatically gives the person the prize as long as you have the elixir. If you don't have the elixir and you do some random stuff and someone wins it, they're gonna want that prize. So I actually, after I realized I made this mistake, I'm like, crap. So I bought the elixir, and then I gave those prizes to those people who won. And luckily they had a system where you could see who won what, so you weren't confused as to what someone was owed. But so yeah, like, shout outs to Trouble for that. And again, like, shout outs to Trouble for giving me the opportunity to be a bronze partner over there, because you know, other platforms, Twitch, like, and like, Twitch isn't bad, like, it hasn't mistreated me. It's just, you know, it's a big game. It's a saturated platform. There's so many people streaming there. Why watch me when you can go watch someone else like XQC or Armor or Aiden Ross or, you know, Nick Merckx? You can go watch them. They're good at what they do, right? They're good at streaming. Well, I mean, they're good at streaming, so that's what I will say there. You know, they all have their positives. They have their opportunities, but we all do. We all absolutely do. Tokido over there on YouTube, what's going on with you, my friend? Welcome in. Appreciate you popping in over on the YouTubes. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. We've been hanging out for a few hours. I'm hanging out with Dodgy D-Pad. We were just watching some bad Sega memories. One was good by accident because he went over to get Golden Axe 2, but ended up with Golden Axe Warriors on the Sega Master System. Then Sega Saturn's Incredible Hulk, which was, oh my god, why? But like, that's just, back then we didn't have the resources back then that we do now. You can't just go online and then check Game Informer and see what the reviews are on the game back then. You know, you can't just pull up your phone and make, is this game good or bad? Like, you don't know until you get the game. And yeah, he had to trade in a couple games to get that game, so that was a double whammy, because then you can't go back to those games that you really enjoyed and had a good time with, and you are stuck with this pile of steaming hot garbage that is the Incredible Hulk for the Sega Saturn, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fighters for the Sega Genesis. I'm like, oh, feel it. It was not Hyperstone Heist. That's definitely facts. Got back from school. That's what's up. Hope you had a good day of school. Everyone's having a good time. People are back in session, which is good. Get that education. Very important you get that. So, man, what else is on my mind? I was thinking about going to the video game store today, but it's just, I got kind of tied up working on cleaning the house and getting ready for this visit from the plumber to take a look at our spigot in the back, because apparently there's leaking. So I'm gonna get that looked at and addressed and hopefully fixed. Get our water stuff together before they come. I think that's a good idea. Just fill up the Berkey just to make sure that's good. So just in case we need to drink some water, we have water. They don't turn the water off. We can't use anything. Let's see. What did you say, my friend? Oh, why did that happen? That should not have happened. Let me see something. Is this still working or is it bad? Test. No, it's still good. Okay, cool. Weird, but that's good to know. What was the question? You said, yeah, that's like buying your first car and it don't have any wheels. Basically, facts. Dodgy D-Pad. That's 100% facts. Yes. The Warriors need help, and the Suns. Yo. So at least when the Suns, because that was rough, they went up against the Los Angeles Clippers, and we have to give Los Angeles Clippers credit, right? We have to give them a little bit of credit because, you know, they're a decent team. I need to start pulling up some stats now. Let me do that. Need to pull up the standings. Loading it up right now, as fast as the website will allow. Let me pull up my OBS again because it's acting up. Well, it's not acting up. It's just kind of acting silly. But yeah, the stream's been pretty solid today, so I'm not going to complain about that. All we can do is be grateful. for everything working out the way that it has so far. All right, so we take a look at the West. Let me pull this up so y'all can see this. So we talk about the West. We talk about the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they're in the play-in currently, and like we know, it's still fairly early. We're about to hit the halftime or the halfway point of the NBA season. We're about to hit that All-Star break pretty soon. Faster than I realized. I'm like, damn. But like, yeah, Phoenix Suns, they're just right in the middle. They're not doing fantastic, and that's a problem for many reasons. But then the Golden State Warriors they really got me all kinds of messed up. Something tells me you watched that game last night, bro. You watched it, so you know what happened. They were up 18 points with 6 minutes left in the fourth and blew the lead yet again. Was it the 5th game where they've done that, where they led by a bunch and then they just let it just get away from them? It's embarrassing. It's disgusting, especially when it's the Golden State Warriors. Like, that's the kind of shit you expect from the Detroit Pistons. That's the kind of stuff I expect from them. Stuff I expect from the San Antonio Spurs with a young team like that. The Portland Trailblazers. That's what I expect from them. I don't expect this from a seasoned team with a whole bunch of a mix of just talented people, veterans and rookies. You know, Trace Jackson Davis is doing great. Brendan Posicki is doing great for these rookies on the Golden State Warriors, doing great stuff. And to see Stephen Curry do what he does and see inconsistent Klay Thompson, which he played decently yesterday, but his defense isn't there. Like, so many opportunities where they could have contested, they didn't because they couldn't get to the player fast enough, right? And I get it, you know, Klay Thompson's gone through those injuries, the ACLs and the Achilles, but you can only use that as an excuse for so long. And don't get it twisted. Like, coming back from an ACL tear, from an Achilles heel after that too, that you need to be a certain type of individual to be able to not only come back from those kind of injuries, but to be able to perform at a level that was close to what you did before those injuries occurred, right? So you have to still give Klay Thompson some credit. It's just he has to be more consistent than when he has been. He's playing well, doing a little bit better now than he did earlier in the season. And like, he had that conversation with Kerr. Kerr's like, bro, you need to work on your negativity, bro. Get that negative out of here. Keep that shit out the door. Because if you bring that in here, everyone else feels that. And yeah, that's exactly, like, that's IRL stuff. People come around you and you're all like, oh, I'm feeling terrible, I don't feel great, oh, I feel bad, I just don't know, I'm just not feeling it, bro. Then you're passing off that mana to someone else. Don't give them that energy, right? It's easy to ignore it, but it's easy to feel for someone else's pain, right? And when that happens, things can happen, especially on the basketball court. Man, but we're sitting here where the Timberwolves are first, the Oklahoma City Thunder are second, and the Nuggets are third, and then the Clippers are fourth, Kings fifth, and the Pelicans are sixth. This is right. You know, I feel like this is right. There's a bunch of, this one's a weird one because take a look at the Clippers. The Clippers has a bunch of OGs on that team, a ton of OGs on that team. You know, we're talking about the system, James Harden. We're talking about Russell Westbrook. You know, goes on, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. All these people have been in the league for some time, but they just work well with each other. Obviously, that wasn't the case when Harden first got to LA, but now they're starting to gel. They're starting to understand each other. They know what their roles are. And that's exactly what the problem is with the Warriors. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. There's so many opportunities that they keep missing. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, especially after last night. Like, there needs to be some kind of like red flag, like time out, holding, personal foul, clipping. Like, we need to go back to the foundation. What are we doing? What do we need to do when we're in this situation, right? When you're up 16 points, you need to just defend and still produce points, right? Still continue to drive to the paint, keep making the easy shots. Don't make it complicated and keep shooting 3 points when you're up by so much. You have 6 minutes left. Just create stops, stop fouling so much, and just keep it simple. Run the clock, create shots in the paint, draw these fouls on the other end. I just don't get it, man. And like, Kerr knows this. He's been in the league long enough. He knows, like, as a player and as a coach, and he can contest. It's like he's not where he is today without the big three of Stephen, Clay, and Draymond. Draymond hasn't been around, obviously, for, you know, backhanding people and, you know, going MMA style in the NBA, but like, something's gotta give, bro. The trade deadline's coming up and something needs to happen. And like, as much as I love a lot of the players on that team, like a Moses Moody, like if you're not going to play him, then you need to trade him and have him go somewhere else where he can thrive and shine. Because Moses Moody is a great player. He's a great player. Has a defensive kind of feel on him. Like he feels like he has a defensive mindset. And he's good. Like just like Brandon Fraziski drawing all these like charges and stuff. And there was like a graph like a couple games ago where they showed the players that take the most charges in the season. Draymond Green's on that list, and he hasn't been playing for the last couple months. So that tells you that, you know, he has defense on his mind. It's defense first. And Moses Moody, like he can create some shots. He can get some shots in for you. He can draw fouls, but he can also defend. And it makes you wonder, it's like, would this be a little bit different if Moses Moody was out there? It's like he hasn't done anything wrong from what I understand. Like he hasn't really been making mistakes like Kuminga used to, yet he continues to get more time. And he's starting now because Draymond Green's gone. Now, let's give Kuminga some credit. He's doing okay. I needed to go back to that game and look at the stats on that because that really just, it just got me going, man. It got me wilding out. It got me wilding out. It got me tripping. Had me tripping. Is that Milwaukee? No, Golden State. Here's the box scores. And you take a look at Golden State. Kuminga did 16. He has a positive 6. You know, so he did well. He was efficient out there. That's not always the case, but yesterday he did well. You know, Dario Saric 3. A plus 3, 13 points, 100% from 3. Wait, from the field throw, from the strike, 50% from 3, 71% in the paint, or you know, from the floor. But then it's like, I don't get why you don't play Moses Moody. Why can't you put Moody in the rotation? And I can understand why they didn't last night, but there are so many different opportunities where they could have, and they just didn't. It's like, why? It's like, if you're down by a lot, you got to switch something up. Something's not working. Like that one game, which wasn't very long ago, where Klay Thompson scored 3 points in 26 minutes while Moody wasn't playing. It's like, put Moody in, tell Klay to take a break, go to the corner somewhere and think about your performance. Go to the locker room, go to the corner and think about what you did. Like, you cannot be a Klay Thompson and give me 3 points in 26 minutes. That's disgusting. That's embarrassing. That is unacceptable. You see what I'm saying? And then let's give somebody else an opportunity, like a Moses Moody, who hasn't, to my knowledge, from what I've seen this year, hasn't let me down. He hasn't let the Golden State Warriors down. He has always been out there, always been available, always been ready. He's always taking charges. He's always setting up defensive stops. Like, he's always been there. So I just don't understand why they don't give him a chance. So this is why I say, look, if you're going to trade, you better start trading, and you better just get Moses Moody out of there, because he deserves better than what you've been giving him over in Golden State. He deserves to play. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say he starts, but he's a definitely, I would put him in the 6-man position. Like, he's that good in my eyes. I really think that. And it's just so sad to see him not play. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Especially when they get blown out. When they lose to teams like the Miami Heat with no Jimmy Butler. When they lose to the Dallas Mavericks with just one role player on the team while Kyrie Irving's out on injury. You're going up against Luka Doncic and a whole bunch of people that we have no clue who they are, but they're just scoring at will. They're just having their way with the Golden State. They are not a good defensive team. And like, you have Draymond, who is good on defense, but he's not there all the time. He keeps getting suspended. And then you have GP2, who's also great with defense in mind, but he also has had injury issues, and I feel bad for him, man. He should not be going through all the injuries he has been going through. But I feel like he's going to have to start really putting in some hard time in the gym on his lower body because so far every time he's gotten injured, it's been a lower body injury, a leg, a calf, a hamstring, or something. It's like, bro, you got to do like 3 days on your legs, bro, because you cannot keep getting injured like this. And like how he took his last injury, he just like kind of slipped on his foot, and the way he landed, it just became a strain on his hamstring. So a level 2 hamstring injury. It's like, you hate to see that stuff, but it's like, bro, you injure yourself from tripping on yourself. Like, come on. At some point, you just got to be like, you know what? I got to get into the gym and really work on this lower body. Make sure this stops happening. Like with Stephen Curry, like he has ankle braces on because we know that, you know, his ankles have been an issue. Anytime he gets injured now, it's not because of his ankles. It's because of something else, like a shoulder or a leg or something. But it's definitely not, it hasn't been his ankles. But he has been making sure to keep those in protect. Now, the Phoenix Suns, on the other hand, man, we do have to give the Clippers credit. They are, I would say, a better team. Like, they're more locked in. They are way more locked in. Let's see, Phoenix. There we are, Clippers. What happened with them? I keep forgetting what happened with these guys. So the summary. We could take a look and see, you know, they had, you know, 3 people in double, wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4 people, 5 people in double digits. The Suns had 1, 2, 3, 4 people in double digits. Not that bad a deal. You have to give Bobo some credit here too. 85.7% from the floor, 100% from 3. But there were some like defensive opportunities that he could have done better at. Defending against James Harden, against Russell Westbrook. That's why he was like carrying the baby on him, because he just let Russell Westbrook just kind of give him that left arm push, and then he just drove it. And it's all about timing with Bobo. Once he gets his timing right, he's gonna be a defensive force you can't stop. Just wait. He's gonna get you. But other stuff, man, like now that we have Bradley Beal back, it's just been the big 2. You know, Bradley Beal's back. It's him and Book, and now Kevin Durant's out. It's like, can we go 1 week with the big 3 here, please? This is the whole entire reason they went out of their way, got Bradley Beal, and then they essentially nuked their roster. They kept Devin Booker. Did I say Kevin Booker? They kept Devin Booker. Obviously, they kept Kevin Durant. They kept Saban Lee, Damian Lee. They kept 4 players. 5, Josh Okogie, excuse me. They kept 5 players on the roster. Everyone else got traded or released or sent somewhere else. And they went and got Grayson Allen, Chimezie Metu, Yusuf Nurkic from Portland. They got Bradley Beal from Washington. They got Bates Diop. I don't know where he came from. Eric Gordon from the Houston Rockets or wherever team, because he also been bouncing around. You know, you got Udoka Azubuike, Bobo from the Orlando Magic, then Drew Eubanks from Portland, Jordan Goodwin, and Yuta Watanabe from Brooklyn. You know, so it's like they essentially reset their entire team, and during the first quarter of the season, so like, you know, there's 80 some odd games. I treat my seasons like quarters. So the first quarter of the season, they did worse this year than they did the same time last year, when we had Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, you had dude who's over in Memphis now, I forget, but like he was there and they were getting things done. DeAndre Ayton, Saban Lee was still there. They had Wainwright. The record was fine, but then when Devin Booker got injured, that's when the issue started to arise. And they was like, man, we can't get anything going with Devin Booker out. And then, you know, Chris Paul, he got sent to Golden State. He went to Washington, and then they grabbed him, sent Jordan Poole from Golden State and sent him to Washington. It's just, they essentially restarted their team. And what did we see? We saw Bradley Beal pick up multiple injuries throughout the year. He's back now. He seems to be healthy. He played 41 minutes his last game, so he looks like he's good to go. Devin Booker played for 36 minutes. He looks healthy. He's doing all right. He scored 35. Bradley Beal, 21 points. Now we're here where Kevin Durant's out. It's like, bruh. Nashar Little, Theo Meldon. I don't even know who that is, you know? I don't know who this is. Who is that? I'm not trying to throw shade. I just don't know who they are. Who is that? Who is it? 2.5 hours, I think, is awesome. I think 2.5 hours is fantastic and great. I appreciate the people who are watching over on YouTube. I appreciate people who are watching me on LiveSpace. I actually wanted to send a shout out to Batman 2001 real quick. Give me a second. I just wanted to do that. Hey, so yeah, I want to make sure to do this. Yeah, thank you for popping in earlier. I'm so sorry for missing your chat. And I hope you have a great stream. Yeah. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and follow them too. There we go. On YouTube, Taquito, let me know when YouTube is back up. I think we're back up, but just make sure you just let me know. We got it fixed. Dang, and we were just talking so highly of YouTube today's stream. I made some adjustments on my end to make sure that that didn't act up. And guess what happened? It acted up. Shocking. Absolutely shocking to me. Damn it. Hey. Hey. Thank you.
Boo, you suck.
Yeah, we were just talking all kinds of good stuff about YouTube. Oh, we were just talking about YouTube, about how it didn't crash on me at all, and all of a sudden it crashed. And because when it does that, it kills anybody who's watching, anybody who's pops in and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, thank you for letting me know, Taquito. That's the biggest thing. It's like you told me in chat, then I looked at the bottom, saw that my shit was in the red. And again, only happens on YouTube. LiveSpace and Kick, no problems. I mean, if there are problems, I sure as hell don't know about it. They ain't saying nothing to me. So yeah, that dropped harder than a stone. So that's all good. So we are not going to be able to host out on Kick because we only got 2 viewers, and that's okay, and that's fine. I appreciate y'all hanging out. We're just going to go ahead and wrap things up. I think people got sick of me talking about basketball, which is fine. I know Taquito, I know he's interested in that, but I know there's some flavor for the savor, and that just said some random shit. But anyways, yo, yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. And actually, before I leave, I need to check something. Because there was a website that I kept checking that I wasn't able to access because I was on. Oh, wow. The site's just done? Like, are they just not doing this anymore? Did they change it up? So, got Senpai TV. Did they just get rid of, like, Stream Beats? Is it no longer a thing anymore? I think that's what happened. They just got rid of it. I was silent because I sure as hell didn't know anything about it. It is what it is. There was a song on there that I'll always refer to when I end my streams, but I can't get to it anymore. It is what it is. It's sad. I'm very sad about that. But what I'm not sad about is saying thank you. I want to say thank you for everybody who's hanging out on Kick, on LiveSpace, and on YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging out with your boy. I appreciate you. We were able to do this for 2.5 hours without YouTube crashing, but then it crashed. But shout out to Taquito for letting me know, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. I would have just kept going without knowing. So yep, wrapping it up, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out. We're not gonna be able to host out because we're only streaming to 2 viewers. It's all good, folks. Make sure you hit me up. Check me out on YouTube. That's where I'm posting a lot more content on there, and I'm also posting it on LiveSpace because there's a place for it. So shout out to everybody there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Peace out.
JD, welcome on in, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Access granted. Just knock him out for no reason. You know what I mean? There's no need for it. No.